Childs was 17. You might have heard tornado sirens this morning. That statewide tornado drill was part of Severe Weather Preparedness Week in Indiana, and just in time, too. Friday night and Saturday, rough weather could be happening. Ryan Hedrick reports.
All forms of severe weather are on the table, but a lot can change, says Joe Neal at the National Weather Service, Indianapolis.
At this point, especially being Severe Weather Preparedness Week, it's a great time for people to be thinking about their plan.
Neal says the biggest threat right now is gusting winds 40 to 50 miles an hour Friday into Saturday.
You probably know already that 4 in 5 RVs made in the U.S. are made in Indiana. RVs, their makers and dealers are getting some attention this week at the State House.
We've operated in a lot of ways in the Wild Wild West for 50 years. And I think with the growth that we've seen, the consolidation that we've seen, there's the need for more than just a handshake.
Ken Eckstein with Mount Comfort RV speaking at a meeting of the House Roads and Transportation Committee about a bill that may put new regulations on sales and service. It heads next to the House floor for a vote. Another award for the Indy Airport. This time it was awarded Best Airport in North America by the Airports Council International. It's also been named Most Enjoyable Airport and Cleanest Airport. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
What a day.
You're working too hard.
We're both working too hard with even less to show for it.
What's this?
It's the bills for Tracy's procedure.
This is outrageous.
I know. And Mom just said her prescriptions went up again.
How can working people afford this?
These medical bills are crushing our finances, and these hospitals and insurance groups are making record profits.
I read Indiana has the 9th highest healthcare costs in the nation, and prescription drug costs are out of control.
That's why I voted for Mike Braun. He has a plan to reform Indiana's broken healthcare system. Braun's plan calls for billing transparency, increased access, and lower costs for all Hoosiers.
I hear you. It's good to know help is on the way. Mike Braun's plan will offer real relief for our family budget.
Sign the petition for Braun's healthcare plan at HoosierHope.org. Join Mike Braun's fight for healthcare reform today. Paid for by HoosierHope.org.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
Chris, additional 16 minutes on eastbound 465 from Keystone Avenue to I-69. Again, delayed by 16 minutes. Crash on the east side, 34th at Winthrop. Traffic sponsored by Bank of America. Whether you run a local shop or global enterprise, Bank of America gives you access to business solutions to make every move matter. What would you like the power to do? Find out at bankofamerica.com/banking for business. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Lots of sunshine, very warm temperatures, a little breezy this afternoon. Today's high 71, partly cloudy skies, quiet and crisp overnight, a low down to 43. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
Trump shot the tariffs, but he did not shoot the dead. Talking tariffs, everybody. Hey,
Tariff talk.
That's right. My name is Nigel. That's Jason Hammer over there. So is there an update to what we were just getting ready to talk about last second here?
So about 4 hours or so ago, Donald Trump says, "Oh, okay, you want to get cute with your power, Canada? You want to put a 25% tariff on us? Well, bada bing, bada boom. Here's 50% on American steel.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
50%. I'm going to double it." And everybody's losing their minds. The market got real bad.
Oh, yeah.
For a little while, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But the latest update is now Ontario has said, all right, we're going to take back the 25% tariff as long as you promise to have a discussion with us. Let's meet in the middle. Let's talk this out. I think there's a way we can both get along here.
That was the 50% thing on the steel was Ontario's 25% electricity tariff on the United States. I remember for the United States, for the Trump administration, when this was all about security and the border and fentanyl and getting their house in order in terms of border crossings and drugs flowing through the northern border. And now all of a sudden it's become, financial. again. Like you read off, I remember a couple days ago you read off those stats about how much we're paying, the United States is paying for tariffs in dairy.
Right.
230% tariff for cheese? What?
Right.
But now all of a sudden it's pricing and financial. But you're saying Ontario or Canada, whatever, they're backing down?
Yeah, Doug Ford, the man calling the shots here, basically said, all right, we have agreed to suspend the 25% tariff on electricity and those exports to the United States pending negotiations on a new trade deal, which is all Donald Trump was asking for to begin with. So, again, I know that most people talk about Donald Trump and it's the border, right? He ran on the border, going to fix the border. But I think if that's 1A, 1B was the economy. And these tariffs fall into the economy discussion here. And there's a lot of people that woke up this morning that were like, damn, my 401k is getting a beat down right now. And I see the stock market just taking a dump on me.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
So Donald Trump supporters were like, listen, this was a train wreck. This is not going to be some sort of snap your fingers overnight fix. You might have a little short-term struggle for long-term gain. And if some of these damn ridiculous, like you said, 200% tariffs can go away, then the United States and Canada can both make money. But why was Donald Trump the bad guy when he pointed out that we're getting our clocks clean from Canada? Why all of a sudden was he viewed as the villain in this whole thing?
Boy, isn't that pathetic? When you said it out loud, we're getting our clocks cleaned by Canada. Thank you. The previous 4 years of the Biden administration and administrations prior. Yeesh.
Like the border was an easy fix, right? You basically just had to do the bare
security.
minimum.
Yes.
You could fix the
Sure.
border. Trump fixed it in 20 days. But the economy and these tariffs and more money in your account and the stock market, it's going to take a little longer. Might take a lot longer. Here is Scott Jennings of CNN, the Republican, who's actually a Republican on CNN, talking about Trump, the tariffs, and the markets.
Well, I guess it depends on what measurements you want to look at. I mean, yeah, there's certainly been turbulence in the stock market. And I think the president's economic vision related to tariffs and then what the Congress might do with the reconciliation package, making permanent the tax cuts, unleashing American energy. He thinks it's all going to work together to do a couple of things. One, stimulate American manufacturing. Two, maybe reduce the price of doing business in this country on the energy front. And three, give the middle class and the working class in this country a chance at better jobs, and it won't happen overnight. And he's been pretty clear he's willing to accept a little short-term pain if it means long-term gain for the working men and women of this country.
Short-term pain, long-term gain.
Yeah, that's how you explain it to people who don't really understand what's going on. That was a perfect summation of what's going on. Foreign manufacturing coming back to the United States. We have talks of a Honda plant in Mexico coming to Indiana because they don't want to pay tariffs. Just one of many examples of what could happen globally if things become aligned.
But you have to keep your word, though, because I'm old enough to remember when Joe Biden came out and said, this inflation, it's just transitory. It's just temporary. Yeah. It's like jock itch. It's going to go away.
Yeah, I mean, Trump was handed a horrible economy, and the inflation is totally Joe Biden's fault, no question.
Trump had a little hand in it.
Well, in his administration with the COVID.
Right. The COVID spending. Right. 100%. But then you factor in all the money to Ukraine and all the ridiculous things that Doge is finding.
Build back better. Yeah.
That's exactly why we're in this situation where you have to hope we can get a good trade deal from our quote unquote partners at the border so we can start to slowly fix the economy, fix Wall Street, and fix your 401k. Now, speaking of Ukraine, we got some news right before we went on the air.
Well, I think they just accepted a ceasefire deal. Basically, 30-day ceasefire if Russia agrees. Marco Rubio, Secretary of State over there with the Arab nations and Ukraine, and they're ready to start negotiating. I'll have more on that coming up here in a little while.
That was a pretty quick turnaround from Zelensky going, no, we are far from, ending this war. We're going to keep fighting, to all of a sudden, well, the money's running out of the bank accounts here. I guess we maybe should have a ceasefire.
And Hammer, it's a pretty quick turnaround from Ukraine sending over drones overnight to Russia and killing 2 people in Moscow and destroying some other pieces of land there.
Correct. So now all eyes are on Russia. Do they accept the offer? And then we got to find out what's part of this deal, right? Because it's not just going to be everybody goes their separate ways. It's not like you're breaking up a fight in a school. Russia's going to get something. What is Ukraine going to get out of this? That's what's going to be interesting to see how it all unfolds in the next couple of days. Happy anniversary, Nige.
Oh,
big anniversary today.
Well, we didn't hit the airwaves until like the summer of 2017, so I'm not sure what you're talking about.
5 years ago today, the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 an official pandemic.
Oh.
COVID-19.
Wonderful.
Oh, I swear.
5 years,
at
baby.
this moment.
There are 3 vaccines. Are there only 3?
China, piss off.
I don't
now
know.
you've made the world cough. We're all nervous because of COVID-19.
We talked a little bit about this yesterday. 5 years ago. Feels like it was a lot longer because that year was so freaking long. They were pulling players off the basketball court at the Big Ten tournament here in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
We were watching these COVID press briefings that were hours long with Trump and Burks and old flip-flop and Fauci.
Yeah, I actually liked those, even though I thought they were a disaster for Trump. They were damn sure entertaining. You know, those long press conferences, and we can move on, just a side note, this long, if you're going to shut down the country and you're the president of the United States, you damn well better get out in front of the press every day and answer questions. But that was just my take on it. But those press conferences were kind of a disaster for him, although entertaining as broadcasters to watch and report on.
So let's do a little word association game, okay? I'm going to say a COVID word or phrase, and you tell me the first thing that pops into your mind, okay? Don't think about it, just your first reaction, okay? Social distancing.
Fake.
PPE.
What is that? PP?
The money.
Oh. Not enough. I don't know. But probably too not needed if the country didn't close down.
Essential workers.
We're all essential.
Flatten the curve.
Lies.
Shelter in place.
Sounds like a nuclear bomb is headed our way.
Don't touch your face.
That was the thing, wasn't it? You weren't supposed to touch your face.
And lastly, wear your mask.
Yeah. A lot of fake science. A lot of people just kind of making stuff up here and there. The social distancing, even the masks, even flip-flop and Fauci at the beginning of this thing's like, you don't need to wear a mask. Nobody needs to wear a mask. And then when it became, politically expedient to have a policy and to get things done, oh no, you need to start wearing your mask. I go on and on and on and on and on. I knew within a couple of weeks, I thought for the majority of us, we're going to be okay. My kids were fine. They did not need to be out of school. The biggest investment my wife and I made during COVID was a trampoline for the backyard. We still got that puppy 5 years later. That thing paid off.
I took so many trips during COVID because airfare was cheap.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Have mask, will travel. I hated wearing the stupid mask like you guys did, but if it meant I got a $30 plane trip to Florida or Vegas, have mask, will travel.
Yeah, 4th of July, 2020, we flew down to the Don Cesar, that big pink hotel in St. Pete. Had that place to ourselves, had the pool or the bar to ourselves, had the damn plane to ourselves. Yeah. I mean, look, I always said when this was creeping up on us, January of 2020, maybe even we were talking about it late December of 2019, I always said I was not scared of the virus. We know who's at risk. We know probably what we need to do to avoid to get sick in terms of the elderly patients in nursing homes. I'm not scared of the virus. I'm scared of the human beings in charge of the policy, the public policy. And guess what? It was the biggest disaster in public health policy in human history.
And look, I'm a Trump supporter. I have voted for Donald Trump 3 times. Trump screwed COVID up. Trump screwed COVID up. Now, there was a lot of people that were helping him screw it up. Somehow Dr. Fauci became the de facto leader of this country. All of the people who are yelling right now, nobody elected Elon Musk. Well, who the hell elected Fauci? This old goat that knew what was going on, that may or may not have had a hand in funding all this crap. He was everywhere. He was calling the balls and strikes. So who elected that guy? Great moments in COVID history, Nige. Here is Joe Biden and Rachel Maddow with science.
You're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations.
Oh, really?
Now we know that the vaccines work well enough that the virus stops with every vaccinated person.
Great moments in COVID history when they had all these lockdown orders, when you were told you can't go to bars, you can't go to funerals, you better stay home and wear your mask. San Francisco's mayor went out clubbing because Tony had a reunion concert.
I don't know about you and whether or not you know who Raphael Sadiq and Dwayne Wiggins are, but I don't know about you, but if you know who they are, I don't care where you're sitting. You're going to get up and start dancing. My drink was sitting at the table.
Sure.
I got up and started dancing because I was feeling the spirit. And I wasn't thinking about a mask. I was thinking about having a good time. When the spirit moves you because you are watching history in the making, Bay Area royalty perform.
Tony!
But I'm not going to turn around and look for where my mask is.
But that was the rules, wasn't it?
Yes.
The rules put in place by the mayor. I could understand if she would have talking about like the Eagles reunion. Look, you feel the spirit move through you when you see Don Henley on stage, okay? But what'd she say, Raphael Sadiq?
Right. You don't want to miss it when they start singing It Feels Good. Great moments in COVID history. Matt Bear.
Eastbound 465, stop and go traffic. Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. Eastbound 70 slows from West Street to the South Split, and inbound 65 slow roll. 21st to Meridian Penn. Crash east of 34th Street at Winthrop. Traffic sponsored by Mattress Firm. Get matched and sleep at night during Mattress Firm's Upgrade Your Sleep sale. Take 120 nights to love your new bed or your money back. Restrictions apply. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, real quick, thank you to Swayze Loins, Swayze Tenderloins. They brought some grub up to us a little bit earlier, man. It was fantastic.
So good.
Man, posted some pictures of it on our social media. Another thing that's so good is this weather. Sunshine and 70 right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Jeff Boggs will join us here in just about 15 minutes. We've got some caller roulette coming up a little bit later on today, and another head-to-head matchup in Hammer and Nigel Records Madness. Do not go anywhere. We're going to have a lot of fun this afternoon. Come on back.
Stop putting up with lousy well water. You just can't find anybody better than the pros at C&J. Great systems and great people, too. Call C&J at 317-852-WELL.
Guys, if you're feeling tired, lack of that motivation and drive, gaining weight and losing muscle mass, you're not alone. And these could all be signs of low testosterone. You should not wait to find out. At Low T Center, they make it really quick and easy to get your levels checked. Simple tests right there. On-site labs get your results back. And then those Low T health providers will get you on a specialized, unique Low T treatment.
And at the Low T Center, they really are your one-stop shop for all things men's health. You can get screened for some cancers. You can have blood drawn. You can be screened out for sleep apnea. Of course, testosterone issues. And you can also get your health evaluated to see if you qualify for prescription weight loss medications, GLP-1. Schedule that appointment at the Low T Center today. LowTCenter.com. Book that appointment, LowTCenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Hey, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. Tax season is here, and what better way to reinvest in your home than with brand new energy-efficient windows? During Universal Windows Direct's Tax Time Sale, you can save big while making your home more comfortable and energy efficient. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and there's no limit. And here's something that will make your wallet even happier. Pay no interest until 2030. That's right, no interest for the next 6 years, making it easier than ever to afford the quality windows your home needs. But wait, there's more. This month only, Universal Windows Direct is giving you an extra $500 off your home improvement project. Whether you need a few windows or a full home upgrade, this bonus savings makes now the perfect time to act. Now, some restrictions may apply, so call today for your free in-home estimate. 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. UniversalWindowsDirect.com. Tell them Rob sent you.
Meanwhile, at Xfinity. So, influencer life going well?
Oh, yeah. I'm up to 32 followers.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah, posting my tap dancing videos is easier than ever because we engineered Xfinity Internet with 99.99% network reliability.
Plus, Xfinity Mobile with Wi-Fi Power Boost gives you ultra-fast Wi-Fi at home and on the go. But wait, tap dancing? You don't tap dance.
Hey, what I lack in skill, I make up with passion.
Do more of what you love and love how fast you do it with Xfinity Internet and mobile. Now through April 17th, get 300 megabit Xfinity Internet and one unlimited mobile line together for $30 a month for 1 year and save $1,000 in your first year over Verizon and AT&T. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Savings compared to Verizon 5G Internet plus one unlimited welcome line and AT&T Internet 300 plus one unlimited starter SL line. Xfinity Internet required. Actual speeds vary. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Build your cybersecurity skills and prep for thousands of open positions employers are desperate to fill. Attend classes live online or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
The Indianapolis Colts had a major free agent signing.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers?
No. Daniel Jones?
Danny Dimes is with the Colts now? The Giants old guy?
The Giants, and most recently, I think the Vikings.
Yeah.
This was the guy that wasn't good enough to... Well, I mean, the Giants selected him 6th overall in the 2019 draft. So
correct.
Top 10 pick.
Correct. He was with the Giants. Okay. That was a bad team. They made a playoff run 1 year. They had Saquon Barkley at running back. He was the quarterback. They made a little noise 1 year, but he lost his starting gig last year after they gave him a ridiculous contract extension, which some would question why they would have, and ultimately got benched. And he was like, you know what? Just cut me. Like, if you're not going to play me, go ahead and play this backup dude who looks like an extra from The Sopranos, and I'm going to try to find another gig. And everybody agreed to part ways.
So he went to the Vikings, and now the Colts signed him for 1 year, $14 million to compete with Anthony Richardson.
So here's the question, Colt
I'm
fans.
so excited. And
you got Anthony Richardson over here. You got Daniel Jones over here. Who do you think will be the Colts' starting quarterback on week 1 of the regular season?
You're going to have to give me a few minutes on that one. I'm going to have to think long and hard.
We'll try to get Kevin Bowen on the show tomorrow, and we'll pick his brain about that. But listen, Daniel Jones signed here because he thinks he can win the starting job over Anthony Richardson. Now, if you're the Colts and you start Daniel Jones, I was talking to Rob Kendall in the back about this, is that just admitting failure? You admit you drafted this kid number 4 overall, whatever he was, and he can't play. That's just another black guy on Chris Ballard,
well,
right?
They did that, last season with Flacco and Anthony Richardson, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but Richardson was the starter, and then he got hurt, then he got benched, and there was a mess. But if the season starts and Richardson's the backup,
if the season starts,
if he gets beat out in training camp, do you just admit utter failure and you're riding with Danny Dimes for the rest of the year?
Have fun. Oh, boy.
Big Ten tournament getting ready to fire up here downtown. Took a walk downtown earlier, and I hate that the Circle is under this big, massive reconstruction project because I'm sure it's going to look great when it's done, but it looks like ass right now. But they got the big Big Ten sign out there. Took a picture with it yesterday, saw it today. A lot of people getting selfies with it. Beautiful, beautiful day. This is the downtown that I want. This is the downtown that I love. People walking around, excited for events, sun shining. And you can always tell when there's a big event downtown because the homeless people are nowhere to be found. I don't know which hotel they've been sent to this time around, where old Boss Hogsett has loaded them up on the shuttle and taken them out. But between the women's Big Ten tournament, the Horizon League tournament, and the men's Big Ten tournament, it's pretty clean downtown. Give or take a few massive overdoses over by the city council building.
And then IU, yes, don't forget about that. Then IU, tipping off tomorrow against
Thursday.
Oh, I'm sorry, Thursday against Oregon
at
noon?
That's a noon tip-off. John Herrick and company will have pregame at 11. So Rob Kendall will lose an hour of his show. And depending on how long the game goes with the postgame, our show might start just a hair later.
We should be fine.
I think we should be okay, but just might be a couple of minutes. Either way, it's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Lots of parties happening this weekend. Don't show up empty-handed. If you haven't tried Barkeep vodka yet, you're missing out.
When you see Barkeep vodka on the shelf, that's the one you want. Grab that bottle and ignore everything else because Barkeep vodka, it's a top-shelf vodka sold at a low price, and it's made in Indy and distilled with corn from Indiana farmers. BarkeepVodka.com. Log on for a list of locations.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Blood, sweat, tears. At Bill Estes, we know it takes hard work and years of doing the right thing to build a business people can depend on. That's why we don't make empty promises and expect your trust. Estes earns it. From Ford F-150s and Toyota Tacomas to Ram 1500s and Chevy Silverados, we have the trucks you'll love at prices you can believe in. But don't just take our word for it. Your trust means something. Estes earns it. BillEstes.com.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to say
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
Are you thinking this year I want to look and feel better and get my hair back? We Grow Hair Indy can help you do just that. I'm Rob, and I got my hair back at We Grow Hair Indy. Here's Darren Andrews, clinic director, to tell you why I chose them.
For nearly 20 years, we've helped thousands of clients grow their hair back, and we can help you.
We're one of only 2 places in the entire country to offer the Artist Robotic FUE and multi-unit hair grafting.
I got multi-unit hair grafting. I love the results and cannot believe how much hair I got back. I can't recommend them enough. Call right now, 317-522-2995 for a free evaluation. Great technology, great company, great people, great results. Go to WeGrowHairIndie.com, see my results, and call 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Don't you want to say, I got my hair back?
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Little mercy for a man who showed none himself. Nothing on radar. Skies are blue and beautiful on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. 36 decades in prison. Not years, decades for Raymond Childs III of Indianapolis. He was 17 back on January 24th, 2021, when he wiped out 6 people, including 4 members of his family, during an argument over his being late for curfew at their home on Indy's east side by shooting them. The judge handed down a sentence of 55 years for each of the 6 people killed, which included his parents and siblings and an unborn child. Tariffs. Are you tired of that word yet? Today, President Trump doubled tariffs on steel and aluminum. Fox's Alexandria Hoff with reaction.
Well, the reaction is really from the White House is that still this is the long game plan. Cabinet members saying the same thing, that this is part of an economic solution that the president's working on, that it's going to take time. And speaking of time, I mean, not a whole lot of time until these tariffs go into effect for that jump from 25% to 50% on Canadian steel and aluminum coming into the United States. This is a retaliatory measure in response to Premier Doug Ford imposing that 25% tax on electricity imports into the United States. Those exports directly impact 3 states supplied by Ontario, that being New York, Michigan, and Minnesota.
In Evansville, Christian Gonzalez is serving a 60-year term for the murder of 4-year-old Octavia Aquino, which happened last June while Gonzalez was taking care of her. Aquino's mother, Destiny Rhodes, is now set to go on trial in July on neglect charges in her daughter's death, her trial having been pushed back from this month. The court is still not sure what to do about it. A man named Chris Kelly was pulled over and arrested because the BMV failed to take a suspended driver's license off his record after it had been remedied. Kelly says that cost him a fine of $1,000 and a new job opportunity. The Indiana Supreme Court agreed last week, but still says under state law, there's not much of a chance he'll ever recoup anything. You've got traffic and weather coming up in 1 minute.
Advanced solutions from Comcast Business help turn today's enterprises into engines of modern business. It's how retailers become logistics mastering, supply chain transforming, seamlessly restocking, frictionless paying favorite shopping destinations.
Thank you for shopping.
And how nationwide restaurants become customer focusing, touchscreen ordering,
second window, please,
rapidly customizing, quick serving eateries. It's how we turn financial firms into market tracking, client servicing, cyber securing economic engines.
Loan approved. Congratulations.
And how hospitals become the patient scanning, data managing, welcome to the worlding, life-changing healthcare facilities that we all depend on. With leading networking and connectivity, advanced cybersecurity, and expert partnership, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business, powering possibilities. Restrictions apply.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
Northbound 465 east side stop and go traffic before Penn Pike up to East 56. Inbound 65 loaded from 21st to Meridian Penn, and eastbound 74-minute delay from Harding to Meridian, Illinois. Watch out for Rockville Road around Bridgeport. Both directions of Rockville Road backed up right now because of road construction. I'm told we're down to just 1 lane in each direction. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at bwindow.com, get $850 off per patio or entry door and $400 off per window plus 2.99% financing. B Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
A mostly clear Tuesday night is ahead with lows in the mid-upper 40s. Then we're in for another fantastic warm and bright Wednesday with highs in the low to mid-70s. We'll be near record high territory with the record being 76 set in 1990. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Yeah, my name is Nigel. Hammer right over there with a very special in-studio guest.
Jeff Boggs has been a writer for some of your favorite television programs, including The Late Show with David Letterman, among others. Great social media following at Not Kenny Rogers. Jeff, question for you. When are you going to get your Daniel Jones Colts jersey?
Oh, it's so exciting. Can you believe how exciting this is? Daniel Jones in Indianapolis. This is kind of how I felt in 98 when Peyton, came. It's like every kid grows up and dreams of getting a Daniel Jones jersey for Christmas. I don't know. Did that help? Did I sell it?
It did.
Who did he play college? Like
I think it was Duke.
North Carolina.
North Carolina?
It was Duke. It was Duke.
Yeah. He was Duke, and he had a couple decent years with the Giants. I mean, it's not like this dude's a total scrub, but he did lose his gig with the Giants. And the question now becomes, is he the best option the Colts have? This is where the Colts are at, right? We're making fun of Daniel Jones, but he's got a damn good shot of beating out Anthony Richardson, doesn't he?
It does. This is the NBA equivalent of this would be, remember when the Pacers got Detlef Schrempf and everybody was like, okay. You know, it's like, oh, maybe.
Sixth man of the year?
Sixth man of the year. Daniel Jones may be a good player. I actually think it's a smart move. And I've been so angry at the Colts the last 5 years. I hate to say it. It's a smart move. You're paying the guy $14 million for 1 year. His only job is to beat out Anthony Richardson so we don't have to sign Anthony to a long deal, or Anthony takes this and runs with it and becomes the quarterback we all hope he becomes.
We thought he was going to do that with Joey Flax, though.
Yeah, the guy's
didn't we? We thought he was going to take it and run with it after that benching.
Well,
it looked like he was there for a minute, but
this is it. I mean, this is we're going to put it down. The way you win in the NFL is you win while you're not paying a quarterback. And so this is that last year. So let's give it a shot.
Jeff Boggs with us. All right, so let's keep it in the little sports universe here. The WNBA players, Angel Reese, among others, being the most outspoken, they're threatening to sit out the season, Jeff, until they get what they view as equal value or more money. Angel Reese has been doing all of these podcasts and interviews.
Like a player strike?
Yeah, they claim it's not fair what they're making. You've got an interesting perspective to share.
Well, first of all, this isn't the interesting perspective, but I compare this to Joey Fatone saying he'll go on strike for an NSYNC tour unless he gets paid the same. All right, this is absolutely
Joey
ridiculous.
Fatone taking some shrapnel here this afternoon.
Is it pronounced Fatone or Fat One? I never know. But
yes,
I never know. But anyway, over the weekend, I made a post about this because I saw Angel Reese and some other players, and I simply mentioned the WNBA players absolutely hate Caitlin Clark for the most part. Also, the WNBA players want a massive raise because people are now watching the WNBA after 20 years of not, all because of Caitlin Clark. You can't have it. You can't have it both ways. Apparently, that upset a lot of people. Some people came at me. A lot of people who don't usually.
Why did they come at you for that?
I'm sure it was racism, sexism, some type of ism. But hundreds and hundreds of people, getting mad, saying, "Name one WNBA player who hates Caitlin Clark," and you just show them the video of them knocking her down. Obviously there's some animosity involved.
Kennedy Carter, Angel Reese.
Yeah, exactly.
They're both on the same team.
And again, 98% of this league can't even get rim. So you have to remember that what Caitlin Clark did last year was supernatural almost.
How many of these games featuring teams other than the Indiana Fever are being moved to bigger arenas? Right? Because already we've heard this year when the Fever play against Chicago, they're playing in the United Center. When the Fever play against the Washington Mystics, it's going to be in the big, massive, Washington Wizards arena. They're not doing that with other teams.
Right. And it's not like this league just started. It's been around for a couple decades.
And it's had huge names.
It's
Cheryl Swoops, Tamika Catchings. I mean, look, those in terms of the WNBA basketball, it doesn't get any bigger than those names I just mentioned.
Yeah, they're
back in the day.
Back in the day, but still no one watched. Something about Caitlin Clark worked. And so the fact that they are not able to take it and run with it, I don't know who's running that league, but my goodness, are they blowing an opportunity.
So what if we promised Angel Reese and Kennedy Carter and Aja Wilson all profits from the league, right? Because that would mean they would owe about $40 million. Because the league has never once in its 20-plus years of existence turned a profit, including last year when you had the golden goose, the cash cow that was Caitlin Clark.
Well, and to show the incompetence of that league, they weren't even prepared for this. All the research showed you Caitlin Clark was going to blow up. They were still having games at 4,000-seat arenas, and then they're scurrying midway through the season because, it turns out millions of people want to watch.
Newcastle High School packs more for a basketball game on a Saturday night than some of these arenas do for WNBA and
the Wigwam.
They are going to get paid. I mean, I'm sure there's some restructuring of the TV deals that are coming up with the WNBA and the outlets.
Man, if I was
broadcasting outlets, right?
If I was Caitlin's agent, though, I would
but
say
there's no way she could get paid fairly by the league.
She'll get it through endorsements. I mean, her record endorsement deals will take care of that. But at some point, if you're that league, figure out it's Magic and Larry. It's when that happened, it worked. And the very smart people, the David Stearns, and they were like, okay, how can we make this happen? Even Nike. How can we make this happen?
Right.
Somebody in the WNBA, whoever's in that leadership, has to figure out this is your one shot to make it a real league.
But I'm going to date myself with some old NBA referencing here. Like, yes, I agree. Magic and Larry could be, for the WNBA, Caitlin and Angel Reese. But that doesn't mean Kermit Washington and Kurt Rambis need to make the same amount of money as they do, right?
Well, and shame on you for saying Caitlin and Angel Reese. That's not a rivalry. I was watching a mashup of Angel Reese trying to shoot layups today, and there's trouble there. She can't score.
It's not her strong suit.
It's not her strong suit, which in basketball it's kind of a big deal.
Yes.
But they don't need a rivalry as much as it's Caitlin Clark versus the WNBA. Like that's the rivalry.
A good point. That's a good point.
So
I was thinking more along the rivalry lines, but it's Caitlin.
She doesn't have any rival in the league right now. And I don't know if you've seen pictures of her lately.
Oh, she's jacked.
She got jacked.
Yeah.
Yes. And so she's ready.
She's beast mode now. She's ready to knock some of these chicks back again. I'm ready to see it. Jeff Boggs with us. Jeff, if you need a reason to drink tonight, happy 54th birthday to Johnny Knoxville of Jackass fame.
Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville, and this is the cup test.
You don't even need to know what's going. You know exactly what's happening.
The cup test, yes.
Kicked in the crotch wearing a jock strap.
Yes.
Oh.
When I was doing the Tom Green show, which Tom, coming to town March 23rd. I think it's sold out, but check if it's not. We were sitting in Tom's office. This is a long time ago, and somebody had sent in a VHS tape to show you how long ago. We popped it in. Tom goes, "You got to see this. I watched it last night." Pops it in. It's this guy named Johnny Knoxville, who's not famous at the time. And he goes, "Hey, Tom, I just wanted to say I'd love to be on your show." He's wearing a bulletproof vest in the video, pulls out a gun, and he shoots himself.
Oh, jeez.
Yes. And I go, "Oh, my goodness." And Tom goes, "That's irresponsible."
For Tom Green to say something.
Tom Green was like, "Man, you need to calm it down just a little bit."
I remember walking out of there going, "Oh my, that's next level right there." And of course, what happened was when Tom got cancer and the show ended, Jackass came in and took our offices over, and that's where they produced the show out of right after the Tom Green show. So it was crazy.
Man, that's
I didn't know
that's wild.
That part.
Come back for one more segment.
Yes, please.
Jeff Boggs with us. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
American Standard Heating and Air, built to a higher standard. You've heard Hammer and I talk about absolute comfort and Mitsubishi electric ductless mini splits for years now. This energy-efficient way to heat and cool your home is a game changer. Really, it is. These systems we're talking about are smart. They detect when someone is in the room and can adjust to your activity. And your chance to find out more about those Mitsubishi electric ductless mini splits in person is about to happen.
Visit Absolute Comfort at the Flower and Patio Show, booth 382 in the West Pavilion, right across from the beer garden. Ask for Jeremy or Chris to answer all your questions about Mitsubishi electric ductless mini splits. They'll answer any questions you have, learn how they can work through your home, man cave, garage, whatever you got. Absolute Comfort is your trusted American Standard Mitsubishi Electric Elite Ductless Pro dealer. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Hi, I'm Charlie Comer from Comer & Cross Premium Garage Floor Coatings. When your garage floor has stains, cracks, and pits, it makes your whole garage look bad. And a bad epoxy job looks even worse. Look, spring will be here on March 20th. For your best price of the year on your new garage floor, basement, or patio and installation this spring, please call me now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Guaranteed, a Comer & Cross concrete floor coating won't chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. In one day, we make it so easy. We move your stuff out for you. We fix the cracks and pits perfectly. And apply your gleaming new Comer & Cross concrete floor in 6 stages, just in time for spring. For your best price of the year on your new garage floor, basement, or patio, and installation by spring, please call me now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to COMERcross.com.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
Cold weather brings hot savings at Tom Roush Lincoln. Select 2024 Lincoln Navigators now $12,000 off and get 0% for 72 months. How about an all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus now $6,000 off with rates starting at 4.9% for 60 months. So get in on those hot savings at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Lincoln Navigator MSRP $104,825. Lincoln Nautilus MSRP $61,695. Offers good through March 31st, 2025. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
I'm a grandson, a son, I'm an employee and a mentor. I'm a father to 2 beautiful kids and a husband to an amazing wife. And I have a substance use disorder. In other words, I'm living in recovery with an addiction. And now that you know, will you let it change how you see me? It's okay to see my addiction, but I want you to know it's people choosing to see me as a person that changed my life.
See the person, not just their disease. Learn more at cbeyondtheaddiction.org.
Hey, Wings Etc. fans, guess what? March 10th through 13th is Wings Schooner Madness. We're rolling back prices on award-winning wings and big ice cold schooners to just 69 cents for wings and $5 for domestic schooners. Dine in only. Mark your calendars for March 10th through 13th and get great deals on wings and domestic schooners when you dine in for Wings Schooner Madness. March 10th through 13th, only at your local Wings Etc. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub with 15 Central Indiana locations and online at wingsetc.com.
Call today or visit bwindow.com. This month only, receive $400 off per window, $850 off per patio or entry door with 2.99% financing.
Check out what's going on with 93 WIBC.
Listen to Hammer and Nigel this week for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Cyndi Lauper with Jake Wesley Rogers on Thursday, August 7th at Ruoff Music Center.
More info online at WIBC.com.
All right, Matt Baer, what are we looking at?
East side crash in Lawrence, northbound 465 at East 56th Street. We have an oversized load on the right shoulder, a car off of the outback. Right now, traffic is stop and go back to I-70. Pockets of stop traffic for a 21-minute delay. Westbound Rockville Road is stop and go traffic from Country Club Road to Bridgeport because of construction down to 1 lane. Eastbound side also has construction and slowdowns. Eastbound 70 stop and go from Harding to Meridian, Illinois, a 4-minute delay. Inbound 65, 5-minute delay. That's a 5-minute delay from 29th Street to Meridian Penn. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at bwindow.com, get $850 off per patio or entry door and $400 off per window plus 2.99% financing. B Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
71 sunshine at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Jeff Boggs with us, and you got a little quiz you want to give us, right?
I did. I like to come in here sometimes with songs, fart jokes. This time I was like, how about a team building exercise? So if we have a couple minutes, what I did was I came up with 5 questions that I asked Allison earlier today.
Yes. Okay.
And I said, you have to pick either Hammer or Nigel on each of these 5 questions. I have her exact responses.
Okay.
And so I'm going to read the question, and I want both of you to try to figure out who she picked.
Let's do it.
All right.
I'm so nervous.
Here we go. Allison, it'll be fine. There's nothing to worry about. Question number 1. Who would score higher on a college SAT test right now? Hammer or Nigel? Who did Allison say?
Me. Jason Hammer.
Yeah, I would say Hammer. I haven't graduated college, so
okay.
I would say Hammer.
And the answer that Allison gave was Jason Hammer. Congratulations.
All right. One for one.
This is easy. And Allison, you were right away with that.
Yeah,
You were
I will
like,
say that was the easy one.
yeah, you were like, Hammer's smarter. That's fine. Now, number 2.
All right, number 2.
Number 2. Who would get more swipe rights on
This is the one I feel
Tinder
bad
right now?
Wait, what does that mean?
Like, who would chicks like approve or decline? I don't know what
approve.
right is.
Swipe right means yes. So we put both of your pictures up on Tinder right now. Who gets more swipes right?
I'll take the credit on that one.
I'll go with me. Yes. Allison?
Allison answered Nigel.
Yeah. Okay.
Allison
All right.
wants to date me.
Yeah, she does.
No.
So to be clear, Allison thinks Nigel's a little better looking.
A little
All right.
Christian Grey action over there. All right.
All right, now
if he has his readers or not.
That's true. Number 3, more likely to be kicked out of an Applebee's, Hammer or Nigel?
Me. Hammer. Yeah. I've been kicked out of a Chuck E. Cheese, and Applebee's is no different.
All right, you got that one. Number 4, who wins a 40-yard dash right now?
Oh, jeez.
I'll say Nigel.
Oh, I was going to say Hammer.
And the correct answer, Allison said Hammer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like you're more competitive.
He's
like
more
you would
athletic. I didn't play high school sports.
Okay. Last but not least, it's a rainy night. Allison's car breaks down. She's only able to call one of you for help. Who would it be?
I'll be sober more so than Nigel, so it's got to be me.
I was going to say Hammer.
Nigel won't answer the phone. He won't respond to a text, or he'll be blacked out watching the kids.
Hammer.
Okay. The answer was Nigel.
This is the one I kept going back and forth on.
It's because you think he's hot. That's right. That's why.
No,
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Since he has a daughter, I was like, oh, his fatherhood instincts would come in. But then...
No. You want him to walk up because you think he's good looking in the middle of the night.
When it's raining, I'd have my shirt off.
Right.
It's the summer.
Water is dripping off his abs, Allison.
Oh, God.
It's like a Harlequin romance. I get it. I totally understand.
Listen, I came in here to try to help, but now everything's falling apart. I apologize.
I love this game. This is so much fun. This is so much fun. Nice work.
Where can we follow you on social media, Jeff?
I'm banned everywhere except for Twitter, so not Kenny Rogers.
At not Kenny Rogers. Jeff Boggs, you're the best.
Love
Thank
you,
you.
Jeff.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Hey.
thanks, Jeff.
Coming up in just about 35 minutes, another edition of Hammer and Nigel Records Madness. Come on back.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business, powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment and paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Spring showers might bring flowers, but they can also bring roof leaks. Strong winds, heavy rain can expose hidden damage, leading to costly water issues inside your home. And the longer you wait, the worse it gets. Water can seep into your attic, walls, and insulation, causing mold, rot, and expensive structural damage. The good news? Moss Roofing. They offer free inspections. Whether it's a small leak or a big roofing concern, their expert team will assess the damage and provide reliable, cost-effective solutions. With over 35 years of experience, Moss Roofing knows how to protect your home from the unpredictable spring weather. Don't wait for a minor drip to turn into a major repair. For top-notch roofing services, trust Moss Roofing to keep you dry this spring. For a job done right every single time, visit mossroofing.com. Call 317-747-3665. 317-747-3665 or go online to Moss Roofing. MOSS, mossroofing.com. Tell them Tony Katz sent you.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
If this is the year to build your custom dream home, Joyner Homes is ready to help make your dream come true. They offer the flexibility to build on your own lot, allowing you to build a home in the place you've always envisioned. A dedicated in-house team of experts will guide you through every step, offering unmatched personalization and flexibility. Joyner Homes provides clear and upfront pricing and floor plans to inspire you. There's no time like the present to get in touch with Joyner Homes to talk about your vision and learn more about their building process. Visit JoynerHomes.com.
Better water is getting even better at C&J Water. Get a free Premier Reverse Osmosis system when you purchase any water softener and save $990. C&J is the water treatment partner of the Indiana Pacers and Fever and believes everyone deserves better water, well water, or city water. When you invest in any new water softener from C&J, you'll get their Premier Reverse Osmosis system. That's a $990 value absolutely free. C&J Water for great systems and great people too. 317-733-SOFT.
Your one blood donation can help save the lives of up to 3 people. Give blood through the American Red Cross to help hospital patients. Visit redcrossblood.org today.
It takes everyone in the community working together to create a brighter future. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Visit liveunited.org to learn how you can help.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
This is a Fox News alert. A partial thaw between the U.S. and Canada. I'm Lisa Brady. Ontario's premier says he will temporarily suspend a new surcharge on electricity sold to the U.S. after outreach from the U.S. Commerce Secretary. Earlier today, President Trump announcing he would double the tariffs on Canadian aluminum and steel in response to the Ontario surcharge. This as trade war anxiety continues on Wall Street. Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House.
When it comes to the stock market, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says,
the numbers that we see today, the numbers we saw yesterday, the numbers we'll see tomorrow are a snapshot of a moment in time.
She says the economy is in a period of transition, but that markets should trust President Trump's tariff strategy.
Look at President Trump's results in his first term. If people are looking for certainty, they should look at the record of this president.
President Trump just telling reporters the country is going to boom and answering a question about a possible recession, saying he doesn't see it at all. Now, for a while, stocks were pairing heavier losses, but at the bell, the Dow down 478 points. The president's comments coming alongside Elon Musk, while again defending Musk's government cost-cutting efforts. To show support, he's now buying a Tesla. Also just announcing he plans to label violence against Tesla dealerships as domestic terrorism. Ukraine agrees to a possible 30-day ceasefire and talks with Russia after 9 hours of talks with senior U.S. officials in Saudi Arabia. And they're getting something in return.
As a result of this positive step forward, the president has decided to lift the pause on aid and on our security assistance to Ukraine going forward. And that's effective immediately.
National Security Advisor Mike Waltz says shuttle diplomacy will continue. Secretary of State Rubio plans to present the same ceasefire proposal to Russia. America is listening to Fox News.
'93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Why the sirens didn't sound. A clear March afternoon in central Indiana. Nothing on radar. That will likely change Friday. More on that coming up. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 4:02 for Moss Roofing. Some kind of an issue kept the sirens from going off during the statewide tornado drill today in Marion County. Jacob Spence, Emergency Management Director, says they tried again just before 2 and it worked, and now the vendor in charge of the sirens is coming for an investigation. It might be a good idea to make sure it's fixed before Friday.
Outside of showers and storms, that we're going to have some strong winds during that period. During the day on Friday, it should be warm and mostly sunny with winds, maybe gusting 30 to 35 miles an hour.
Joe Neild with the National Weather Service says tornadoes could be part of severe weather expected Friday night and Saturday. 6 members of Raymond Child III's family were murdered January 24th, 2021 at their home on East 36th Street. Childs was found guilty of committing those murders back in October in his second trial, and today a judge sentenced him to 360 years in prison, 55 for each person killed. He was also convicted of attempted murder and carrying a handgun without a license. What tariffs could do in Indiana. Former Indy Mayor Greg Ballard tells Wish TV he's worried most about Hoosier farmers.
I think it's going to make our markets tougher to penetrate. Our farmers are going to have a more difficult time exporting their products, and they're already saying that right now. They're hardy people, but they always go through tough times, and putting tariffs on their products as they want to export overseas.
He says our soybeans are exported all over the world, and tariffs could make that tougher. He says a priority should be keeping people employed. You've got traffic and weather coming up in 1 minute.
Greetings from R&R Agency, your Indiana health insurance pros, and a sincere thank you to our loyal customers for helping us to another record year. We recently saved a 62-year-old retiring couple over $800 monthly when compared to their COBRA offerings. We recently saved a family of 4 over $400 monthly when compared to their $7,500 deductible program on the ACA, and that's still Obamacare. We recently saved a small 4-man manufacturing company over $1,000 monthly and gave them better coverage. We feature coverages guaranteed to age 65, low out-of-pocket expenses, the largest networks in the country, and you can sign up anytime. If you are retiring early, self-employed, or need coverage for your small group, call us at 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. If you don't call us, we can't help you. What do you got to lose? Call us, 317-563-0868, or go to rragency.org. As always, God bless America, common sense government, and peace too strict.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. How are the roads looking, Matt Bear?
Bad in Greenwood Crest. We do have a bad crash northbound 65 between Main Street, exit 99, and County Line Road. Most of the interstate has blocked the entire left side. Part of the center traffic is getting by in the exit lane to County Line Road, and that is it. Delay to make it from Main Street up to County Line Road on northbound 65. The delay is 13 minutes. Northbound 465 in Lawrence, crashing East 56th Street. That's on the right shoulder. Stop and go traffic back to I-70. We have an oversized load on the right shoulder. Also a car way off in the ditch, and delay time at 12 minutes. Westbound Rockville Road, stop and go traffic. Country Club Road over to Raceway Road because of construction. We're down to 1 lane. The eastbound side also has a bad right now because of construction. Traffic sponsored by True Green. True Green, get a golf course quality lawn for less than you think. Sign up at truegreen.com. That's TRU green.com. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
A mostly clear Tuesday night is ahead with lows in the mid-upper 40s. Then we're in for another fantastic warm and bright Wednesday with highs in the low to mid-70s. We'll be near record high territory with the record being 76 set in 1990. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it.
Donald Trump unleashed.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, he's unleashed against Republican Thomas Massey of Kentucky. Boy, when you get compared to Liz Cheney, that's never a good thing, is it?
That's a kick to the crotch. That's
Especially
what that is.
As bad as she lost, and now she's being compared, or Thomas Massey of Kentucky. likening him to Liz Cheney. What's going on here, Hammer? What am I missing?
So Thomas Massie of Kentucky, who is the furthest thing from a rhino. Let me just put that out there right now.
Right.
He's somebody that had planned to vote no on this government bill that would keep the government open because they had a deadline coming up that if they didn't reach it, government shutdown.
The CR, the continuing resolution.
Right. All of the Democrats were like, yeah, we're not voting for this. Shut it down. Because they want a shutdown in Donald Trump's first 100 days because that would kind of look like a black eye to Donald Trump. And that's all this is about.
Well, yeah, even though if it were the other way around, Hammer, I have a feeling the Democrats, if it was a Democrat in charge wanting the same kind of thing, the roles would be reversed.
Oh, absolutely.
This is purely political.
Purely political. But Thomas Massie is one of these guys that, and it's embarrassing to even say this out loud, actually reads the bills, and he sees a lot of insane spending on the back end. And Massey's like, look, you've got this whole Doge thing going on, which thumbs up. I appreciate you guys. Keep doing it. But you can't have all this ridiculous spending in this bill. I'm a no. You can't be for Doge and have a bill loaded with pork. I'm out. I'm a no. But the Republicans have such a small majority, they can't afford to be losing many people. So Trump took to Truth Social and called Thomas Massie basically a grandstander. Quote, thank you to House Freedom Caucus for just delivering a big blow to the radical left Democrats and their desire to raise taxes and shut our country down. They hate America and all it stands for. That's why they allowed millions of criminals to invade our nation. Sometimes it takes great courage to do the right thing. Okay? Good start.
Okay.
But this is where it gets a little squirrely for Trump. Quote, Congressman Thomas Massie of beautiful Kentucky is an automatic no vote on just about everything, despite the fact that he has always voted for continuing resolutions in the past.
Let me do this one part. He should be primaried, and I will lead the charge against him.
He's just another grandstander who's too much trouble and is not worth the fight. He reminds me of Liz Cheney before her historic, record-breaking fall and loss. The people of Kentucky won't stand for it. Just watch. Do I have any takers? This is a bad take by Donald Trump. And again, I have voted for Donald Trump 3 times. I like what Trump is doing. Trump is my guy, my president. But this is a bad take. Thomas Massie is somebody that is doing the work of the people. He will vote no if it's a bullcrap bill.
He stood up against all the COVID spending and mandates, right?
Yeah. One of the few, one of the proud that told them to stick it with the COVID mandates.
Like you said earlier, he actually read the bill. Nancy Pelosi would have you believe that in order to pass the bill, to know what's in the bill, you have to pass it first.
Right.
Thomas Massie believes that you actually want to read the bill first before you vote on it.
And I'm telling you, that post on Truth Social is backfiring Donald Trump.
Yeah.
As the kids would say, he's getting ratioed with it. Because those who follow conservative politics and conservative politicians know Massie is the furthest thing from a rhino. He's just not somebody that's going to wash Donald Trump's golf balls when they go out on the golf course. Sometimes Trump wants that. Trump does not want a shutdown in his first 100 days. No. And it feels like he's willing to accept a crappier deal to avoid that black eye. And Massey's like, this bill sucks, and I don't want to vote for it. And Trump ripped him because of it. Massey will not be primaried, and this is a bad look for Trump. And I think it's okay to call that out, because unlike what the Democrats do, like they're loyal to a fault, but they're almost loyal to their fall too. If Joe Biden would have came out there and said, we're going to change the national anthem to Strokin' by Clarence Carter, they would all lockstep agree with it.
See, I would have too. Being completely honest.
And the people that watch Rachel Maddow and the people that used to watch Joy Reid and the people that watch Jake Tapper, they'd all be SEALs clapping along with it.
That would have been one of his more coherent ideas, had that been the case.
Yeah, that may have actually saved him on the ballot, to be honest with you. It would have been Trump v. Biden, too, if that would have been the case. But no, because for all of the talk that, well, you Trump people, you MAGA people, you're in a cult. Really? Because it seems like there's a lot of people clapping back at Donald Trump right here. But that doesn't mean we don't like him as the president. It means we disagree with him on this one take. This is a ridiculous take. Thomas Massey is not a rhino. He just reads the bill. So I think this is a good thing for conservatives. This little backlash that Trump is seeing right here, this is good. It puts a kibosh on all that you people are in a cult bullcrap that you see on social media quite a bit. Now, I will say this. I was really excited for Kash Patel to get this FBI gig because he talked the talk, right? Day one, we're going to do this. We got Epstein list and we're going to end corruption. Same thing with Pam Bondi.
Attorney General.
Attorney General. I need to see some action out of these two because I know it's early. Kash Patel was late getting to the party because of nonsense. But all I've seen Pam Bondi do is interviews on Fox. She's been real good about doing interviews on Fox, Nige, but I haven't seen any indictments passed down. She promised indictments to all the corrupt people in the swamp. And with Kash Patel, I was promised a lot of action on day one, and we're not getting it.
Are you okay? I'm glad you said, though, you did mention that it's early and that there were some holdups with Kash Patel's confirmation. And we were saying the same thing about people that were complaining about high prices, for example, of eggs. Donald Trump's third week in office. Well, there's no record prices of eggs. Donald Trump's been in office 3 weeks. Are we giving them enough time?
Probably not, but based on their own words, they said we would see action right away.
Good point.
So I still think these are the right people for the job, but I need a little less Fox News interviews from Pam Bondi, and I need a little more ball busting. And for Kash Patel, I need you to start being that flamethrower, that bull in the china shop that we were hoping you would be. So maybe in the coming weeks we'll see that, but as of right now, I'm getting a little impatient. I will admit it. All the interviews and no action has got me a little impatient. And last night, Nige, your old BFF, Tucker Carlson.
Oh, man, yeah. He was on TV last night.
He was with Chris Cuomo, Fredo, formerly of CNN, who's now over at News Nation.
Yeah.
And they were talking about the deep state and what's really going on behind the scenes with Pam Bondi and Kash Patel and the JFK files. And this was a pretty interesting chat.
In January, there was a scramble over who's going to get what jobs in the new administration. And at one point, there was someone who was being discussed for a job in the intel world, and a member of the SSCI, the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence, Senate Intel Committee, went to the people making the decision and said, you cannot hire this person because this person will be certain to push for the release of the JFK files. So this is in 2025, less than 2 months ago, and you have a sitting member of the United States Senate whose main goal is to keep those files secret. Why?
And where's your boy Kash Patel? I mean, he went in there to supposedly bust all this up.
If you watch this, in my case, for the same as you, 35 years, watching this stuff carefully, and somebody, gets in office, I'm going to do this, that, and the other thing, and then like 5 days later, they're like, well, actually, someone has called that person to say, there's something you didn't know. Here are the consequences of doing that. Someone has applied very serious pressure on this person. Pressure so serious that person is willing to humiliate himself.
So wait a minute. Why don't you expose that person, first of all, so we can start chasing after him?
Tom Cotton of Arkansas did that.
Tom Cotton?
Yes.
Whoa. Of course, Tom Cotton denying this, by the way.
Yeah. But
this is false. I have no problem releasing the JFK files, said Tom Cotton. But
Tucker naming names.
Yeah, naming names.
Throwing it out there last night.
That, by the way, part of that's part of a longer conversation that was, I think, almost 3 hours between Fredo and Tucker Carlson. I watched some clips of it last night on News Nation, but Tucker, in case you're interested, has released it free out on his podcast.
I don't like them getting along. I want to go back to Tucker Carlson making fun of Fredo for lifting his weights.
I know those. I know what you mean. They do debate. They do get into it.
Okay.
They clash. They don't sit there. Yeah, they're not buddy for sure.
I don't want them to be friends at all.
I don't either.
And I don't want to be friends with Matt Baer, but here he is.
All right, looking at northbound 465 on the east side. It is a crash at East 56th Street, and right now the right shoulder is blocked. Oversized load and a car off in the ditch. Traffic is stop and go back to I-70. Inbound 65 stop and go MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 slows Harding to the south split for a 5-minute delay. Crash Greenwood, it is nasty. Northbound 65 between Main Street and County Line Road. Down the one lane, and that's the exit lane to County Line Road. So the backup is abysmal right now. Stopped on the northbound side to Worsville Road, a 29-minute delay. Southbound 65 also stop and go between Southport Road down to the crash site because of rubbernecking. I would consider US 31 instead. Traffic sponsored by PureTalk.com. It's time to ditch big wireless. Pure Talk gives you unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month on their 5G network. Dial pound 250 and say keyword switch now to save 50% off your first month. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
70 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. So earlier, Jeff Boggs played a little game with us, right? And it was based off of a little Q&A that he had with producer Allison before the show.
Right.
And one of the questions was, who would, be more apt to be attractive to the opposite sex on Tinder, the dating app?
Swipe
Can I just specify that the question was who would get more swipes right on Tinder?
Correct.
Who I think more girls would say this person's hotter.
So
I'm
basically you're saying you've got a thing for Nigel.
No!
That's fine. So I need to find out if I should post the AI video that I made or not.
I don't. That would be up to your producer. I don't have a problem
I may or
with
may
it.
not have made an AI video of Nigel making out with Allison.
I don't think she wants that out there. You better defer to her.
She's worse than Joe Biden.
I kind of actually like the AI video you made of me making out with Tucker Carlson last night that you put out on the text message chain.
I did make that last night too.
God,
So,
what is wrong with you? Take his phone away from him.
You're just now learning to ask that question. You've been here this long and you're just now broken.
What's wrong with you?
So, Allison, do we post the video of AI Allison making out with AI Nigel or not?
You're putting me in a corner. Fine.
All right, we got a ball game here.
Let's Fine.
All right, so I'm going to put this on
Add
our
to my list with Joe Biden.
I forgot about the Biden
Oh,
one.
I didn't.
All right, so here in just a moment on Twitter at Hammer and Nigel, Instagram in the story, and on Facebook, a very rough AI video of Nige making out with producer Allison.
My wife is out of town for the next couple days.
We got a ball game.
There we go.
At Hammer and Nigel.
Bill Demery, your retirement guy. You've heard his name here in Indy for years. And here's the question. When is the right time to file for Social Security? Tons of stuff you have to consider. You need to consider the tax hit on your benefits, your IRA and 401k withdrawals. You should consider your spousal benefits as well. And if you don't consider all of these things, you could leave a lot of money on the table.
How about a free, customized Social Security analysis? Bill Demery, your retirement guy, he is offering that to you right now. A free, customized Social Security analysis. And in that session, Bill Demery will break things down in a way that you can understand. I know this because I've had this session. So contact Bill Demery today. Set up a time to talk about your retirement money. 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy, 317-648-5120.
It's like being trapped in a cage. And I know that sounds dramatic, but your breathing triangle problem has got you trapped. And once you're freed, you're going to be able to live the life that you're missing out on. Now, this can simply mean experiencing the true pleasure of breathing freely. It will mean better sleep and more energy. And the worry of this problem any more affecting your life is going to be gone. Because in almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it's a one and done. Because we're not in the business of delivering Band-Aids. We want to fix your nasal breathing problem for good. We don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
Isn't it time you break free from that cage? Take the next step. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Attention Indiana homeowners. Are you dealing with a wet and moldy crawl space? Hi, I'm Adam Swain with Swain Co. Crawl Space and Basement Repair, your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts dedicated to fixing your crawl space right the first time. And with our new no interest, no payment financing, you can get the repairs you need without breaking the bank. Don't let crawl space water problems dampen your spirits. Call Swain Co., Indy's most trusted waterproofing experts at 317-407-1868 or swaincollc.com.
Welcome to Tire Discounters.
Thanks. I gotta warn you, I drive a hard bargain.
Okay.
So let's hear your first offer.
Well, how about, with any 4-tire purchase, we'll give you a free alignment.
Man, I'm good. All right, let's do it before you change your mind.
And we'll also give you a free oil change.
Ha! I can't believe I talked you into this deal. Sometimes I amaze even myself.
Don't tell accounting. But with any 4-tire purchase at Tire Discounters, you get a free alignment and a free full synthetic oil change. See store for details.
Do you need air conditioning service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust, like Family Heating and Air Conditioning? Find that American Standard Air dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Do it. Is this anything? A tornado hit a news station near Orlando during a live weather report yesterday, and everybody had to take cover.
No way. Like live on the air?
Yeah, they were on the air. A tornado hit. Here's the weatherman, Brooks Gardner.
This is a look at the live camera of a tornado, which could be passing by our station right now. Take shelter. Everybody in the Fox 35 building, get to your safe space. We're catching debris right now on the roof. We're hearing, you can see the debris flying there on the camera. This is a tornado. Seek shelter immediately. Get under your desks, guys. Anchors under the desks. Okay, we got power flickering out. This is a confirmed tornado. Okay. I've been doing this for a very long time. That's the first time a tornado has hit while I'm doing the weather.
Yeah, that's something, especially because now I'm watching the footage. He's telling everybody to take cover, including the news anchors and the cameraman. He's the only one that's not taking cover.
He's like Braveheart. Follow me to freedom.
Right, exactly. He's the only one that's not. He's badass. That's the kind of thing you signed up for, I have a feeling, when you first went to Ball State. Your dream.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, we
I
all
would have been
know
out in the parking lot.
You want to go. You would have ran outside in the tornado.
Shirtless. You call this a storm? I'd go full Lieutenant Dan on the air.
I just thought it was hilarious. All right, anchors, everybody take cover, get under your desks, but yet he's still doing his job, risking his life. Like it. Yeah, that's something for sure, no doubt.
More fun with live news here. A man was shot in the leg by his dog while he was in bed. Now, if this sounds a little strange to you, even the local news anchors can't make sense of this. Here is a very surprised Daniel Wilkerson of Fox 13 in Memphis trying to get through this story.
We want to get you to some breaking news just out of our newsroom here at Fox 13. A man is in the hospital after being shot in the leg overnight. Memphis police say he was shot by his dog. Seriously. I don't think that's right. This happened just before 4 a.m. at a home on Whitney Avenue in Fraser. Wow. Police say the man was lying in the bed with a girl with a gun on the bed. Police say his dog jumped up on the bed got his paw stuck in the trigger and ended up hitting the trigger, shooting the man in the thigh. Wow.
Damn it, don't you know Daniel will read anything you put on that teleprompter? He started over again, Allison, because he knew he was like somebody had to have, because it was breaking news.
Right.
By the way.
He was shot by a dog.
And he hesitated. He didn't want to read it out loud, and he knew something's got to be wrong. This is breaking news. This can't be what I'm reading.
We want to get you to some breaking news just out of our newsroom here at Fox 13. A man is in the hospital after being shot in the leg overnight. Memphis police say he was shot by his dog. Seriously.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Sounds like a line in a bro country song. Lying in the bed, got shot by my dog.
Gun safety, obviously not just for humans, by the way.
No. We need to have Guy Rolford have like the guy dog, like a spinoff, like the gun dog. Last one here. Is this anything? A man in Kentucky was arrested for allegedly trapping a female co-worker in a 200-degree steam room as a prank. Here is Jason McKnight. He's the police PIO, public information officer, talking about what this guy was indeed arrested for.
Our understanding is up to 200 degrees the room can get up to when it's closed. And so at some point, the two of them were talking about how the one could shut the other one in there, and obviously he did. And so when he pushed her in there, he started the machine. At this point, I don't want to speculate on exactly why he did it. It was just joking around, even though that's not really a good joke. We charged him accordingly. She was put in there against her will, locked in, and somehow the machine was started.
Yeah, this is something. Obviously, either the guy's a complete psychopath and had every intention of murdering this person, or he just has no sense of awareness. He is oblivious to what a prank is. This will be funny. I'll push her in the 200-degree steam room.
Maybe he was flirting.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Just, I'll lock you in the steam room. I'll get you hot. That's all right.
Allison would have swiped right on him on
Absolutely,
Tinder.
she would have. Apparently, she swipes right on everybody but me around here.
Okay.
By the way, if you want to see the AI video of Allison and Nigel, really going at each other, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Kyle writes, such a cute couple. Toby, that's hot. Sonny,
it's like
I think Allison tried to slip some tongue.
Oh my gosh.
Allison?
I gotta go.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings did such an awesome job on my garage floor a couple of years ago. Having them back this Friday, they're going to work in my basement in my furnace room. That furnace room, the floor is a disaster. It's cracked. It's dirty. It's ugly. And within a day, Galaxy Concrete Coatings is going to come and change the whole look of the basement. They did my garage. They did my basement. You need to give them a call. GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com or call them at 751-9070.
Advanced solutions from Comcast Business help turn today's enterprises into engines of modern business. It's how retailers become logistics mastering, supply chain transforming, seamlessly restocking, frictionless paying favorite shopping destinations.
Thank you for shopping.
And how nationwide restaurants become customer focusing, touchscreen ordering,
Second window, please.
rapidly customizing, quick serving eateries. It's how we turn financial firms into market tracking, client servicing, cyber securing economic engines.
Loan approved. Congratulations.
And how hospitals become the patient scanning, data managing, welcome to the worlding, life-changing healthcare facilities that we all depend on. With leading networking and connectivity, advanced cybersecurity, and expert partnership, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business, powering possibilities. Restrictions apply.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
You love spring in Indy, so don't spend it painting. Do what your neighbor Mike did. He called Rhino Shield.
Our home is basically a contemporary, and we just started noticing that the paint was just fading and just looked like garbage. We had received a postcard from Rhino Shield, and we decided to take a look at it.
Rhino Shield's formulated for our specific climate here in Indiana.
The process with Rhino Shield and their crew, they were just very conscientious. We had problems in the past with painters. They leave debris and everything. Well, we didn't have that with Rhino Shield.
Visit Rhino Shield's booth at the Flower and Patio Show and learn about their 25-year transferable warranty protection. Plus, receive a free prize.
The thing about Rhino Shield, the heat gain has been reduced, and we save $70 a month. You don't hear that about any type of paint.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
What those tariffs could mean in Indiana. A clear radar and sunny skies this afternoon. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. The tariffs could mean trouble for Hoosier farmers who are trying to get their products out for sale around the world. Former Indianapolis Mayor Greg Ballard tells Wish TV manufacturers could also be affected.
And our soybean products are used all over the world. That's going to be more difficult for them. And so our small manufacturers also that export around the world are going to have a much more difficult time also, and I'm afraid they might want to lay people off.
He says he believes we may see a recession or at least some sort of economic compression because of the tariffs. Ukraine says it's ready to accept a proposal for an interim 30-day ceasefire in its war with Russia. That's according to a joint statement from the U.S. and Ukraine as the countries met in Saudi Arabia. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz says the U.S. will now immediately lift the pause on military aid and intel sharing with Ukraine. The statement also says the ceasefire is subject to acceptance and implementation by Russia. Rough weather possible in Indiana Friday night and Saturday. The National Weather Service says heads up for strong winds and the possibility of tornadoes. A 360-year prison sentence for Raymond Childs III of Indianapolis for the murders of 6 family members January 24th, 2021 at their home on East 36th Street. That's 55 years for each person killed.
A helicopter operating over the eastern shoreline of the Potomac River would have just 75 feet of vertical separation from an airplane approaching runway 33.
National Transportation Safety Board Chair Jennifer Hamady on a possible FAA prohibition of some helicopter flights over the Potomac in D.C. because of the January crash that killed 67 people. You've got traffic and weather coming up in 1 minute. Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
You got it, Chris. Looking in Greenwood crash. Northbound 65 between Main and County Line Road, blocking most of the interstate. We have a right lane to travel through. That's the exit to County Line Road, and that is it. Traffic is stopped on the northbound side past Worsville Road for a delay time of 30 minutes. Southbound 65, it's rubbernecking, causing stop-and-go traffic from Southport Road down to the crash site near Main Street. North side, crash. Eastbound 465 before Allisonville Road, right lane is blocked, and traffic is stopped back to Westfield Boulevard, a 27-minute delay. East side, northbound 465, stop-and-go traffic from 70 up to East 56 because of a crash on the shoulder. Inbound 65, stop-and-go traffic, 8-minute delay from 29th to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 74-minute delay from Harding Street into the South Split in a crash on the east side at Shadeland Avenue 34th. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, patio-window.com. Get $850 off per patio or entry door and $400 off per window, plus 2.99% financing. Be Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
A mostly clear Tuesday night is ahead with lows in the mid-upper 40s. Then we're in for another fantastic warm and bright Wednesday with highs in the low to mid-70s. We'll be near record high territory with the record being 76 set in 1990. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
I am so happy this is back. Hammer and Nigel Records Madness. We've taken these 16 greatest hits of our fictional record label, Hammer and Nigel Records.
There's been hundreds of parody songs over the past 8 years.
And we've got to bracket down to 16. The 16 greatest hits seeded by you and I, Nige. Now, before we get to today's matchup, let's go back to yesterday's. This was the matchup that got the whole tournament off and running.
Okay.
The number 10 seed, Summer of COVID-19, taking on the number 7 seed, China COVID tests. Now,
which it's appropriate. This is the week. This is the 5-year anniversary of COVID.
Correct. We have a lot of COVID songs, right? That was a great year for Hammer and Nigel Records. The people that made the most money that year were like Fauci, the PPE companies, and Hammer and Nigel Records. But based off of your votes on Twitter and Facebook, Twitter 55 to 45, Facebook 65 to 35. In an upset, the number 10 seed, Summer of COVID-19, moves on. This is the worst year of my life.
Yeah.
There it is. Little Bryan Adams parody. So
I knew it. Okay, so the upset. That was number 10, right?
Yes.
That was a 10 seed. I'm sorry.
Correct. So that moves on into the second round. Today's matchup, I think this is another good one. The number 11 seed against the number 6 seed. The number 11 seed, this was a song that we put together after 2 events happened. Number 1, a couple years ago, Bruce Springsteen had some big truck commercial on the Super Bowl.
Jeep, right?
Yeah. And all of a sudden, he wasn't like political left-leaning hack. He wanted to bring everybody together, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine, whatever. But then we found out a couple days later he got popped for a Dewey in New Jersey. Now, it wasn't a bad thing. He had a shot with some fans like on the side of the road, got on his bike and drove off. And he got popped for a Dewey with it. But the fact of the matter is he still got pulled over.
Well,
So
again, with the backdrop being that he had that Super Bowl commercial featuring the Jeep.
Correct.
And bringing everybody together.
Right.
Yeah.
So with all of that on the table, we put this little tribute together. We called it DUIs.
And we learned today that Bruce Springsteen is now facing a drunk driving charge in New Jersey. The National Park Service confirming he was arrested in Sandy Hook in November. He was cited for alleged DWI, reckless driving. Authorities say he was cooperative during his arrest. TMZ now reporting he has a court date in a few weeks.
I debuted my new commercial on the big game Sunday night. I didn't think it was controversial. Just want us all to unite.
All right.
Well, late Tuesday night, I got a call from my agent. He said, "We got a problem, boss."
Oh, no.
Yeah, a bunch of reporters found out you got arrested for driving while on the sauce. DUIs. Yeah. When you drink and drive, DUIs. Never take the breath of lies. DUIs. Woo!
There you go.
Yeah.
Nigel Records. Strong.
That's a strong 11 seed right there. DUIs in honor of Bruce Springsteen. Now, it is going head-to-head against another strong lower seed. This is a 6 seed.
Okay.
This is when CNN's legal analyst Jeffrey Toobin got into a little trouble.
Oh, no.
Now, the backstory on Jeffrey Toobin. first of all, he had a little controversy about whether he may or may not have knocked up a coworker's daughter and tried to force an abortion upon her that she did not want. Okay. He was able to escape that controversy. But this one was a little different. This was during Zoom calls, right? During the lockdowns, during the pandemic.
Lots of Zoom calls.
The legal analyst of CNN got in trouble for treating his body like an amusement park on a Zoom call. People could watch him fondling himself on a Zoom meeting.
Was he watching adult cinema online, thinking that he was finished with the Zoom call?
I can't go into what his head was thinking at all, Nige. Maybe he saw an attractive woman in the meeting. I don't know. But there's one thing that I do know. And I think Motley Crue would back me up here. There is no stroking in the Zoom room.
Oh, yeah.
Woo! Hey, did you ever seem to have one of those days where you just want to take all your pants off on a Zoom call? You know, I used to have those kind of feelings all the time. And then I finally did something about it. Let me tell you. Sitting on a Zoom call thinking it's a drag. I get the sudden urge to put my hand down my pants. When I hear the hot chicks, I know it's my cue to drop all my legal briefs and break out the lube.
Come on!
Stroking in the Zoom room. Stroking in the Zoom room. CNN don't care what I assume, but everybody knows that stroking ain't allowed on Zoom.
There it is. Was the breaking out the lube line necessary?
Had to make it realistic. So these are our options for today, Nige. The 11 seed DUIs, the number 6 seed stroking in the Zoom room.
Oh, man. I don't want to influence anybody's vote here, so I'm going to keep it to myself, although I will say Tubin got to keep his job, right?
They brought him back.
Yeah.
He got caught flogging the dolphin on a Zoom call, and they brought him back.
Wow.
I mean, that's something. So you can vote right now on Facebook and Twitter. Which one do you want to move on to round 2? The 11 seed DUIs or the number 6 seed stroking in the Zoom room? You've got until about 3 o'clock tomorrow to get your votes in at Hammer and Nigel, Facebook and Twitter.
Dumb question. What happens if Facebook is one result and the Twitter is another one?
We add up the votes.
Okay.
Yeah, total
this
votes.
is total. Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
total votes. So that way, because we heard in the past, well, I don't really have Twitter. I'm more of a Facebook user.
We're expanding this year.
We're expanding.
Okay.
So everybody get your votes in, and let's move your favorite into round 2. Real quick, Miss Allison, we've got an Indiana lewd nude dude in the news.
Here's another lewd nude dude in the news.
And it's not Jeffrey Toobin, I promise you. Dateline Bargersville. An Indianapolis man was arrested in Bargersville after allegedly parading around naked and leading police on a chase in the community. Officers from the Bargersville Police Department were dispatched around 6:11 a.m. around the area of Enclave Boulevard on a report of a theft in progress. Upon arrival, the police officers found the vehicle with David Messer inside. The officers ordered the suspect out of the vehicle. He obliged and he came out buck naked and made a run for it.
What's his name?
David Messer.
Is it that JMV's real name? I mean, this Bargersville is his area. Right?
I don't believe that's his real name, but
Okay.
I can't rule it out either. He was ultimately chased down and caught and charged with theft, resisting law enforcement, unlawful entry of a vehicle, and disorderly conduct.
And what?
This has been
I'm guessing
another lewd.
Guessing. You mentioned under the influence of drugs. Every one of these stories we've ever done in our existence as a show, the lewd nude dude in the news, has involved drugs in one way or the other, whether it be meth or coke or even alcohol.
And the
They're always-
unsung hero of this is the police officer that's got to chase a naked, messed up man.
Yes.
Stuff is flopping around. He's running. You got to chase him, tackle him, tase him.
Yeah, if you're the chief or whoever is like throwing out assignments, like you're throwing that one to the rookie, right?
Right.
I don't know if that's how it works in the police department, but if your partner, if you've got a guy in the passenger seat and he's a rookie, all right, go get him, Rook.
Right.
I'll back you up.
See that guy over there that's naked?
I'll back you up.
Whacked out of his mind on drugs or alcohol, and he's running around making a fool of himself. It's your job to chase him and tackle him. Basically, everything Allison wants to do to Nigel, apparently.
Hey-o.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Hey, look, if you want to sell your house, but you're worried about the costly repairs or upgrades, you're going to need to sell your home. You're not going to have to worry about that with real estate expert Mark Dietl. Mark Dietl took care of Crystal in Franklin. She needed to move fast. She got Mark Dietl's marketing plan. It was blown away. The plan worked. Got full list price offer the first weekend. Just like that, Mark and his team got it done.
Mark Dietl guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. That is the Mark Dietl guarantee. That's what separates Mark Dietl from everybody else, that guarantee. And if that's not enough, you pick the move date. There are no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Call Mark Dietl today, 317-755-4232. That's 317-755-4232, or go to markdietl.com. Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietl.com.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Hey, when it comes to your furnace, your air conditioner, I don't use anything but American Standard equipment, American Standard dealers, because American Standard heating and air conditioning is built to a higher standard. Here's Hammer to tell you about one of those awesome local independent American Standard dealers.
Nige, how about Price Point Comfort? Price Point Comfort is a locally owned American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer that's going to give you the right price guarantee. They promise not to oversell you or pressure you into things you don't want done. While many HVAC competitors focus strictly on revenue, Price Point Comfort strives for customer satisfaction. PricePointComfort.com. Log on right now. PricePointComfort.com or call 317-455-1124. Ask for James or Tyler. That's James or Tyler. PricePointComfort.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
What a day.
You're working too hard.
We're both working too hard with even less to show for it.
What's this?
It's the bills for Tracy's procedure.
This is outrageous.
I know. And Mom just said her prescriptions went up again.
How can working people afford this?
These medical bills are crushing our finances, and these hospitals and insurance groups are making record profits.
You know, I read Indiana has the 9th highest healthcare costs in the nation, and prescription drug costs are out of control.
That's why I voted for Mike Braun. He has a plan to reform Indiana's broken healthcare system. Braun's plan calls for billing transparency, increased access, and lower costs for all Hoosiers.
I hear you. It's good to know help is on the way. Mike Braun's plan will offer real relief for our family budget.
Sign the petition for Braun's healthcare plan at HoosierHope.org. Join Mike Braun's fight for healthcare reform today. Paid for by HoosierHope.org.
Call today or visit bwindow.com. This month only, receive $400 off per window, $850 off per patio or entry door with 2.99% financing.
Kendall and Casey.
I'm a young, up-and-coming professional. We are people who want to work. We want to engage. We don't want to be freeloaders. And yet, it makes it very hard for young people to actually do that.
Kendall and Casey, 9 till noon on 93 WIBC.
Matthew McConaughey, how are we looking?
All right. Looking at northbound 65 in Greenwood Hammer. It is a crash. All lanes now open. Almost cleared here northbound 65 between Main and County Line Road. Traffic is on its way out with the front of the line on the move. Still stopped right now from Tracy Road. That's before Worsville Road up to Main Street in Greenwood. But again, that stretch up to County Line is gone and going. Looking at eastbound 465 south side, crash clear at I-65. Still jammed back to I-69. East side crash clear. Northbound 465 at East 56th Street, slow to Penn Pike, then stop and go to I-70. North side crash clear. Eastbound 465 before Allisonville Road, still stopped to Westfield Boulevard. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at bwindow.com, get $850 off per window or entry door and $400 off per window. Plus 2.99% financing. B Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
This weather is perfect. It's perfect. Sunshine and 71 right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Voting update, Hammer and Nigel Records Madness on Twitter. And again, it's pinned at the top. DUIs has a slight lead, very slight, on Stroking in the Zoom Room. But on Facebook, where the poll is at, it's Stroking in the Zoom Room that has the lead. So it may come down to sheer numbers of votes. You've got until 3 o'clock tomorrow. Get those votes in. Speaking of music, our friends at There I Ruined It have put something together for you, Nige. I love There I Ruined It, where they take some of your favorite songs and mash them up in a way and say, wow, that sucks.
This is what people that hate Pearl. This is what Pearl Jam sounds to people who hate them.
Right. This is what bro country sounds like to people who hate bro country. This time, they wrecked the Nickelback song Photograph.
Oh, no.
Now, I know you're a Nickelback guy, but they use AI to make it appear like Chad Kroeger is holding up a photo of a photo of a photo of a photo.
Oh, they do, and they even do a phonograph bit in the middle.
Yes.
Look at this photograph. It's a photo of a photograph. There's another photograph because I photographed a photograph. So many photographs. It makes me want to take a photograph. I should probably hang that photograph next to my photo of a photograph.
Of course.
Look at this phonograph.
The phonograph.
It makes me laugh. Hear the sounds of the ragtime dance.
Little ragtime.
Run again in my pants. But back to that photograph. Yeah. It reminds me of the photograph. Before the photo of that photograph.
Are you feeling it?
It's just a normal photograph.
I gotta tell you, I'll be honest with you, it's pretty good, but I like there's an older version of that song where they do a parody. It's much shorter, and it's just the lead singer of Nickelback, Chad Kroeger, holding up a picture of a graph.
Look at this graph.
And that's it.
That's it.
He's just holding up a graph.
The music video, if you've ever seen the music video, is Chad Kroeger holding up a picture of a graph. Look at this graph.
Caller number 9 right now. 2 tickets to go see Cyndi Lauper. Thursday, August 7th, Ruoff Music Center. Cyndi Lauper and you. Caller number 9, 239-9393.
When you're talking about Social Security, the most important decision to make is when is the right time to file. Lots of stuff to consider that Social Security may be running out of money, one. You also need to think about the tax hit on your benefits and your IRA and 401k withdrawals. And finally, you should consider your spousal benefits. If you don't think about these things, you could be leaving a lot of money on the table. Don't leave money on the table. Talk to Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Bill Demery, my retirement guy. He should be your retirement guy. And right now, if you've saved more than $200,000, but you've not yet filed for Social Security, what are you waiting for? Schedule that free analysis right now by calling Bill Demery. Not only is it free, it's customized for you. 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, 317-648-5120.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Discover cancer care that empowers you at Community Health Network MD Anderson Cancer Center, with leading-edge treatment options right in your backyard.
I feel blessed and lucky. If I knew someone that was going through what I was going through, I would definitely encourage them to participate in a clinical trial. For me, it was life-changing.
Learn more at ecommunity.com/cancer.
Hey guys, let's talk about feeling your best. If you don't feel that same energy, strength, you're moody, or it seems you've lost your drive with your partner, it could be low T. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer, and you'll find true experts at Low T Center. Getting tested is fast and easy. They're not all the same. Don't settle for a standard dosage TRT program.
Learn about personalized therapy at a Low T Center near you. LowTCenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
From a fast break to recovery, Indiana hospitals are here for every Hoosier, regardless of their ability to pay. That's why we're teaming up with legislators on a winning playbook to lower costs and protect access to care across our communities. Because good policy doesn't leave anyone on the sidelines. Learn more at HoosierLifeline.com.
Paid for by the Indiana Hospital Association.
I'll say this. There are no entries in the Hoops Fan Hall of Fame who didn't show up to the game. Yes, you in the back.
Professor, March Madness is coming to Indianapolis. Are we ready?
You prepared to bring the fire? Give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. The NCAA Sweet 16 and Elite 8, March 28th and 30th in Indianapolis. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MVB tickets. Class dismissed.
Hey, Wings Etc. fans, guess what? March 10th through 13th is Wings Schooner Madness. We're rolling back prices on award-winning wings and big ice cold schooners to just 69 cents for wings and $5 for domestic schooners. Dine in only. Mark your calendars for March 10th through 13th and get great deals on wings and domestic schooners when you dine in for Wings Schooner Madness. March 10th through 13th, only at your local Wings Etc. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub with 15 Central Indiana locations and online at wingsetc.com.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
That argument in defense of tariffs.
Other countries have taken away our business, they've taken away our jobs.
The president says he's trying to rebuild the country and that tariffs are incentives to bring investment and jobs back to the U.S. The premier of Ontario, Canada, Doug Ford, shifting gears on charging Americans more for electricity after President Trump announced he would retaliate by doubling his planned aluminum and steel tariffs on Canada.
Rather than waiting till April the 2nd, threats going back and forth, tit for tat, I've agreed to suspend temporarily, and we always have that tool in our toolkit.
Ford says the U.S. Commerce Secretary reached out. President Trump says he'll invite Ukraine's president back to the White House after last month's Oval Office clash, and he's lifted the recent suspension of military aid and intelligence sharing with Ukraine. This as Ukraine agrees to a possible ceasefire and talks with Russia.
Today, we made an offer that the Ukrainians have accepted, which is to enter into a ceasefire and into immediate negotiations to end this conflict in a way that's enduring and sustainable and accounts for their interests, their security, their ability to prosper as a nation.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio, after 9 hours of talks with Ukrainian officials in Saudi Arabia, saying the ball is now in Russia's court. Finger pointing ahead of a House vote on a temporary spending bill, House Speaker Mike Johnson.
Democrats have been insisting they're fighting for federal workers. You're about to see, again, on vivid display, very clear the contrast. You will see one team that is working to fund the government and make sure we do the responsible thing. And you're going to see another opposing the CR because they've now exposed the truth. They're not for federal workers. They're not for anyone.
But some Republicans remain on the fence about the bill, wanting more spending cuts. And in the Senate, Democrat votes would also be needed to end a filibuster. America is listening to Fox News.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The possibility of recession. Radar? Well, absolutely nothing on it right now in central Indiana. Friday night and Saturday, though, the possibility of severe storms. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 5:02 for Michaelis Corporation. A recession could make it tougher on you and your family economically. And former Indy Mayor Greg Ballard tells Wish TV he sees that as a real possibility. It all depends on how long this goes on. It sounds like the president is expecting a recession. That's what I heard when he said that. So I suspect that the trade wars will contribute to that, and I think they're going to go on for a while. He says tariffs will likely make it tougher for Indiana farmers to get their products out for sale around the world. Call it a malfunction, call it a snafu. Actually, they're not sure what to call it yet. The sirens in Marion County did not go off during the statewide tornado drill this morning, and now Jacob Spence, emergency management director, says they've called the siren company for an investigation. They worked when they tried it again just before 2. You very likely remember the story of Raymond Childs III and his killing 6 family members at their house on East 36th Street back on January 24th, 2021. Today, the judge handed down a 360-year prison term for Childs, 55 years for each person murdered. A guy with a 25-year prison record takes off. Now he's gotten more prison time.
A man named Marion Janes was serving time in the Edinburgh Correctional Facility, which is a minimum security facility, until he stole a truck and got caught about 6 hours later, nearly 2 years ago.
Impulse control, I guess, is a weak point for him. Here he is in minimum security. He's got these privileges. It's a lot nicer than the big steel doors clanking behind you all the time. And then he just blew it.
On Tuesday, Johnson County prosecutor Lance Hamner announced that Janes was sentenced to an additional 12 years in prison, and he'll have to serve that at a maximum security facility. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Why do so many foundation, basement, and crawl space companies ask for half your money up front? Could it be because that's easier to get than earning all your trust? At the Michaelis Corporation, they believe trust is earned, not demanded. That's why they do things differently. They start with a free inspection, no strings attached, to give you an honest assessment of what your home needs. No pressure, no surprises. When it's time for the work, they don't ask for a deposit or any upfront payment. Not a single dollar until the job is complete and you're 100% satisfied. That's how they've been earning trust for over 39 years. Whether it's sagging floors, moisture control, concrete repair, or a full crawl space encapsulation, you can count on Michaelis for repairs that last. Don't trust just anyone with your home. Choose the company that puts your trust first. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY today. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. The Michaelis Corporation, building trust beneath your feet.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
It is a rush hour, Chris. East side crash northbound 465 at Washington Street. That's on the shoulder. The right one causing a slowdown. Northbound 465 then continue to be loaded up from 70 up to Penn Pike. South side crash eastbound 465 at I-69. It's blocking 2 right lanes, stopping traffic back to the White River. After that slowdown over to I-65 on that eastbound side. Northwest side northbound 465 stop and go from 86th Street up to 865. Eastbound 465, the crash cleared, still slow. Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road, and northbound Keystone Parkway in Carmel is jammed up 130 36th Street to US 31. Traffic sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Need more data so you can stream your jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
A mostly clear Tuesday night is ahead with lows in the mid-upper 40s. Then we're in for another fantastic warm and bright Wednesday with highs in the low to mid-70s. We'll be near record high territory with the record being 76 set in 1990. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. A quick update on the Indy ICE arresting 2 Honduran men. ICE in Indy. We've all seen the footage. This guy's got the taser out, and he's telling these 2 guys to get out of a white van, and it's went viral all over the place. And I think the narrative has been, and excuse me, I got a little frog in my throat here, but the narrative has been, Hammer, that see, this is what's happening with Donald Trump and his Tom Homan, and the ICE is going to just start randomly pulling people over and pulling people with green cards out of their cars and take it and deporting them, right?
They were just looking for somebody that had different color skin, and it could be you, it could be somebody you know and love. So we talked about this yesterday, and we mentioned how we don't really know the background of these Honduran men that were taken into custody, because from the very get-go, Tom Homan at the national level has said, we know where these people live, the folks that have criminal histories. They're the ones we're going after. These are the people we want to send out of our country. But you've got the bleeding heart media folks like the Indy Star, Channel 13, making it look like anybody's in danger of pulling up to a stoplight and having Tom Homan grab you by the hair and shove you out of your car. Well, I've got friends in law enforcement, and one of them close to this little situation in Indy sent me a voicemail yesterday. Wishes to remain anonymous for obvious reasons, doesn't want to lose his job, but what my trusted source says, and I believe this person 100%, this was a targeted situation from the beginning. This was not some random deal, and one of these 2 Honduran men was wanted for child molestation, while the other one had multiple DUIs, and my source says both of these guys have been deported from the United States before. So that's the part of the story that my source told me. I have no reason not to believe my source, but when you see that picture and the Star is trying to scare you and Channel 13 is trying to scare you, understand what's going on here. There's always another side to the story, and if these reports are true, I believe they are. Look, now you know.
I mean, you got a scoop then, because I'm looking at the Indy Star right now. There's nothing on that. What happened to the driver? What did they do to get pulled over? Usually when you see that type of behavior from ICE agents or police officers in general, there's a warrant involved.
Correct. They know who they're looking for.
Yes.
Whether it's a license plate number, an address, a car. And once ICE agents finally arrived in Indianapolis, this situation took place. And again, my source says these guys were targeted from the beginning. They were on the list of people to apprehend. They've been deported before, and one of them had been allegedly busted for child molestation, and the other one, multiple DUIs. So just putting out there another side of that story that was told to me. Predictably, Nige, the freak out over the ICE arrest of this Columbia University student is taking over social media.
Yeah.
Just like here in Indy, where, oh my God, I can't believe how scary ICE is. Look what they're doing. Now the narrative is, well, this poor student at Columbia University, I guess he doesn't have free speech. Now, for those who don't know the story, the ringleader of all of these anti-Jewish protests on Columbia University's campus is now being targeted by ICE for possible deportation because he's here illegally. And if they prove that he is a Hamas sympathizer, which it looks like some social media posts are pretty strong, now we've got ourselves a situation.
I thought I read he was here legally, but he's got the green card or something like that. But the thing is, I had also heard that he is like the aggressive, like you said, anti-Jewish demonstrations, anti-Israel demonstrations. No, these are pro-Hamas violent demonstrations that they're leading. Very aggressive, very in your face, not letting students pass through, not letting them out of certain buildings.
Taking over some buildings.
Absolutely.
Now, the legal team around Muhammad Khalil, and that's this guy's name, is saying, hold on, we didn't do any of that stuff. Yes, we are pro-Palestine, but we're not pro-Hamas, and we didn't do anything violent.
It's one and the same to me.
But there are some strong social media posts that show this dude's pretty radical. Here is Senator John Kennedy from Louisiana having a chat with CNN's Jake Tapper about this.
Do you have any concern when it comes to free speech and the detention of this man?
Well, Mr. Khalil will receive due process because by now his lawyer has already filed a writ of habeas corpus. Mr. Khalil was involved in the protests. He was a Columbia student under the Immigration and Naturalization Act. If you support a terrorist organization, you can be deported. Hamas is a terrorist organization. Mr. Khalil's side of the story, I understand to be that I don't support Hamas. I just support Palestinians. All I did was file or post some Facebook posts. I wasn't involved in any of the illegal protests or the illegal occupation of student buildings or physically intimidating the Jewish people and Jewish students.
Sure.
We'll find out who's right. And if the administration can show acts directly and probably indirectly supporting Hamas, they'll deport him, and he should be deported.
Yeah, I mean, like if ICE has already arrested him, they have the goods on him.
Right.
It's not like they're just going to go in there and guess.
Cross their fingers and hope everything works out. That's not the way Tom Homan gets down. Here's CNN Scott Jennings. They were talking about this on a panel discussion on CNN.
The Republican, but not don't use the word token when you're talking about Scott Jennings on CNN.
No, he may be the only one there,
yes,
but he's a strong one. This isn't like when MSNBC brings in, Adam Kinzinger to represent the Republicans. Liz Cheney. Here is Scott Jennings with some panelists and hosts on CNN talking about this little situation about deporting the ringleader of the protests.
It's hate speech. Grounds for somebody to lose their legal rights in this country. I don't
think hate speech is actually the issue. He's a resident alien. He can be deported under U.S. law for if the Secretary of State has any reasonable ground to believe he would have a potentially serious adverse foreign policy consequence. And you mentioned the student organization. The student organization put out.
Let me finish. But before you move on, because I think that's a really important point, right? That's the statute that they're using. Have you seen any evidence to suggest that there is actually a serious reason to believe that this student is going to be a threat to national security?
I've certainly watched the abomination that's gone on at Columbia and Barnard and other places, and I will just tell you,
threat to national security.
And I'll just tell you that
I'm not going to let you move on because this is.
I'll tell you why it's a threat to national security if you let me answer you.
Well, Scott,
do you want me to answer you or not?
Okay.
His organization says we are dedicated fighting for the total eradication of Western civilization. Okay. He's not a citizen.
So that's a pretty strong post on social media calling for the eradication of Western civilization.
Sure, and I like the other lady there who's like, no, I'm not going to let you answer. Well, there's a reason why she was stopping him. Scott Jennings, there was a specific reason why she wasn't letting him, talk.
Right.
Because he was going to prove her wrong.
She wasn't going to like the answer.
No.
That's why. Miss Allison, can I get some mood music, please?
It's a beautiful night. We're looking for something dumb to do.
A little Bruno Mars here.
Hey, baby, I think I want to marry you.
We're talking weddings here, Nige.
Is it the look
Okay.
So BuzzFeed has a story where people could leave comments. 42 different red flags that people have witnessed at weddings that made them say, yeah, this marriage is not going to work. This marriage is doomed.
Oh, this is good because you used to moonlight as a wedding DJ.
Yes, I've seen some things.
Okay.
So of the 42 they've got listed, I've got it down to 5 here. And let me know what you think. And Allison, feel free to jump in the mix here too. One user writes, quote, I attended a wedding where the bride spoke not about her love for the groom or how wonderful he was, but about how much she has changed his personality, how much he has changed for her, and how that has made everything perfect. So, Nige, that a red flag?
Yeah, that would raise an eyebrow for me at the wedding if I was in attendance for sure. This guy totally changed for me. I made him.
Yeah, that's a red flag. Ladies, you cannot change men. You cannot do it.
Okay, so Allison, I'll start with you on this one. User writes, when the bride and groom are overly physically affectionate. I'm not talking about a normal kiss or kissing. I'm talking about the first dance turning into just an all-out makeout session. Second base is involved. The parents are sitting there. And apparently this wedding didn't last very long either.
Yes, I agree with that. I think it's a red flag because you're trying way too hard to show everyone you're in love.
Yeah, you don't have to try hard. Like my wedding night, I hardly ever hung out with my bride, Lindsay. We were so busy visiting tables and talking to friends,
shaking hands, thanking people.
Even when the priest said, I do you. It wasn't a priest, it was a minister or whatever. But like, we just kind of gave each other a little peck on the cheek. There was no tongue involved.
Right.
Not on the cheek, on the lips. But you know what I mean. Yeah, no makeout session at all anywhere during the ceremony.
I'm going to handle number 3 here.
Okay.
Smashing the cake into the bride's face.
Yeah.
This user writes, it's disrespectful and humiliation is covered up as a joke. I disagree with this one because Crystal and I shoved the cake in each other's faces. She tried to shove it up into my brain. We've been married 22 years, got 2 awesome, smart kids. That's our personality, right? We're fun. We're outgoing people. She's crazier than I am. I see nothing wrong with shoving a little cake in the face.
As long as you both are on the same page with it.
True. If I was marrying Miss Priss, that was like, I've spent so much money on this makeup. I've spent so much money on all this stuff. If you even touch me, I'm going to divorce you. That's different. Does that make sense to you, Allison?
That's fair. As long as the couple's on the same page, I don't care what they do.
Nige, how about this one?
Okay.
Quote, the groom stood up to make his toast and started by thanking his new wife, who was better by far than his ex. Then he launched into a rant about how his ex screwed him over, slept around, spent all of his money. Ultimately, after the audience's silence must have clued him in, he moved on by saying, listen, guys, don't date a 10, settle for a 6, and toasted his bride.
I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that is even a real thing. No way. I couldn't imagine saying that. That is awful.
And Allison, you get the last one here.
That is just disgusting.
When the best man or matron of honor speech begins with, quote, I probably shouldn't say this, but it's going to be a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, you shouldn't say it then. The grandma's an audience.
See, that's the thing, right? Like
know your
all
audience.
these, especially best men, they have their buddies, their frat bros. We used to play ball together. They want to go up there and talk about all the dirty Sanchez's they've given to chicks, and grandma's sitting right there in the front row.
Good Lord.
It's inappropriate to do that. Have a little couth about yourself. The one thing that was not on the list that I would totally put in there, there's always the bridesmaid or matron of honor, depending what you want to call her, that wants the spotlight to be on her. Like she's got a 15-minute speech. It's all about her. It's not about the bride.
Yeah.
She wants to be the center of attention. Sit down, heifer. It's not about you. Speaking of heifers, here's Matt Bear.
Hey, looking at the South Side Crash Crash eastbound 465 at I-69. 2 right lanes are blocked. Traffic is stopped past the White River. And then on the east side, northbound 465 still slows down from 72 Penn Pike because of an earlier stall. North side, eastbound 465 loaded from Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. Eastbound 70, 10-minute delay from Belmont Avenue to the south split. Inbound 65 set back 6 minutes from 29th to Meridian Penn. Inbound 69 stop and go traffic with a 9-minute delay, 106th Street, 282nd. Traffic sponsored by The Tile Shop. Pros get more at The Tile Shop. More selection like new wood and vinyl flooring options for every budget. More perks and more service like free curbside pickup. Start getting more at The Tile Shop. Visit your local showroom today. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Just about 10 minutes away from some caller roulette on a beautiful Tuesday.
No.
Sunshine and 71 right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Are you okay with this? That's next.
My wife and I both love Exercise Inc. because we're both busy. We both have jobs. We both have kids that have sports and activities in school, and we're always running around. But we thought we were too busy to exercise and be healthy, and that's just not true with Exercise Inc. Exercise Inc. is a once-a-week strength training program, a private 20-minute workout once a week. It's helped me lose weight and build muscle. I feel better. It's private studios. It's no mirrors. It's no music. Just you and your coach. And don't forget to adopt the 9 simple habits you need to follow to change your health and lose weight and maintain a healthy diet. Your coach will help you inside the gym with your physical strength, help you outside of the gym with your eating habits and routines. Exercise Inc. has locations all over town. Remember, once a week for 20 minutes. It's totally worth it. You got to check it out. Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville, and now the new one in Fishers. ExerciseInc.com. That's ExerciseInc.com.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here for Hope Plumbing. It's basketball season in Indiana, and while teams are making it drain on the court, Hope Plumbing is making it drain in your home with a $49 mainline snaking special. Now is the time to get your main lines checked before spring has sprung and it's too late. Don't wait. Call Hope Plumbing today at 641-HOPE, 641-HOPE, HopePlumbing.com, and let's make it drain.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
There's a lot on the line in a divorce. Your home, savings, retirement, maybe even kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions it can take, you really need a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. We're committed to helping protect your personal interests and the life you've built. Don't let divorce take more than it has to. Talk to us today.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Indianapolis area attorneys. 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1250, Indianapolis, Indiana 46204.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Want to find out what real retirement planning is all about? Tune in to Expedition Retirement with Greg Ayler, Sunday mornings at 7 on WIBC.
Are you really okay with this? Are you okay?
Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
Hammer, Southwest Airlines now going to charge to check bags for the first time. Are you okay with this?
No, I'm not. Now, listen, they can do whatever they want. It's their business. If they want to charge for bags, charge their bags. But the Southwest customers are pretty loyal. They're pretty brand loyal. They chose Southwest because of that reason. If you're telling me there's only going to be like a $50 difference between a Delta flight and a Southwest flight, they're going to lose a lot of business. Now, I don't know how much they're losing with this bag policy, but honestly, if they were going to do anything, they should have started charging for carry-on. You know why? Because I think that would eliminate some people doing carry-on. Thus, it wouldn't take so damn long for these people to get off the plane.
Yeah.
It takes people forever to get off the plane.
Not only that, you got a full flight. The airline attendants are like, look, if you got carry-ons and you can't fit them under the seat and there's no room above the overhead bins, then we have to take time to check that bag.
Right. You're absolutely right.
So don't do that. And the other thing is Southwest. We just flew to Florida in February for a couple days. I thought Southwest got rid of the random seating. You know what I mean?
I think they were talking about it. I don't know if it's in motion yet.
It's not yet. Well, it's not in motion yet. We still had to. We actually paid the extra money to get better seating so we could sit as a family.
Right. You want the guaranteed sitting together thing if you have your family. That makes sense. But if this policy results in them lowering their fares, okay, but I don't think they make this move just for a lateral move. You know, we're going to now charge for this, but lower prices over here. Nah, I don't like it. And I'm telling you, this is going to have the adverse effect on Southwest. All right. We are going to do a round of caller roulette.
Why?
Because it's fun, Nige. It's fun. So no matter what you want to talk about, this is your time to shine. 239-9393. If you want to talk about tariffs, Trump against Canada, we can do that. If you want to talk about what's happening here in the city of Indianapolis, we can do that. If you want to talk about the sexual tension between Allison and Nigel, we can talk about that too.
All right.
Anything
she's
goes.
Getting uncomfortable over there.
Listen, we put Ari and Kyle through way worse situations than this.
No, that
Allison.
is true.
That is very true.
Oh, yeah.
We had Ari involved in a cuddler on the floor, so you're getting off pretty easy here, Missy. Okay, so
she was a professional to be fair.
Well, it's professional something. You keep that middle finger at bay, Allison. So whatever you want to talk about, we're not going to censor you. All we ask is don't swear. Keep it brief. Don't tell us like a 5-minute story, and don't swear. Keep it clean. Other than that, anything goes. All we're going to get is your name. Nigel and I will fly blind. That's why we call it caller roulette. 239-9393. Your calls next.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What those tariffs could mean in Indiana. A clear radar and sunny skies this afternoon. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. The tariffs could mean trouble for Hoosier farmers who are trying to get their products out for sale around the world. Former Indianapolis Mayor Greg Ballard tells Wish TV manufacturers could also be affected.
And our soybean products are used all over the world. That's going to be more difficult for them. And so our small manufacturers also that export around the world are going to have a much more difficult time also, and I'm afraid they might want to lay people off.
He says he believes we may see a recession or at least some sort of economic compression because of the tariffs. Ukraine says it's ready to accept a proposal for an interim 30-day ceasefire in its war with Russia. That's according to a joint statement from the U.S. and Ukraine as the countries met in Saudi Arabia. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz says the U.S. will now immediately lift the pause on military aid and intel sharing with Ukraine. The statement also says the ceasefire is subject to acceptance and implementation by Russia. Rough weather possible in Indiana Friday night and Saturday. The National Weather Service says heads up for strong winds and the possibility of tornadoes. A 360-year prison sentence for Raymond Childs III of Indianapolis for the murders of 6 family members January 24th, 2021 at their home on East 36th Street. That's 55 years for each person killed.
A helicopter operating over the eastern shoreline of the Potomac River would have just 75 feet of vertical separation from an airplane approaching runway 33.
National Transportation Safety Board Chair Jennifer Hamady on a possible FAA prohibition of some helicopter flights over the Potomac in D.C. because of the January crash that killed 67 people. You've got traffic and weather coming up in 1 minute. Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
You got a Chris looking at northbound 465 stop and go traffic on the northwest side from 79th up to 865. Bad crash on the south side, eastbound 465 at I-69. It blocks 2 right lanes, stops traffic back to Kentucky Avenue, and the delay time over a half hour. Eastbound 70 stop and go traffic into downtown South Split. From Tibbs Avenue, that's a 13-minute delay. Inbound 69, stop and go after 106th Street to 465, and inbound 65 delayed 8 minutes from the White River Bridge to Meridian Penn. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at bwindow.com, get $850 off per patio or entry door and $400 off per window, plus 2.99% financing. B Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
A mostly clear Tuesday night is ahead with lows in the mid-upper 40s. Then we're in for another fantastic warm and bright Wednesday with highs in the low to mid-70s. We'll be near record high territory with the record being 76 set in 1990. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Buckle up. Anything can happen here.
Oh, hell yeah. Let it ride. Let it ride.
Hammer and Nigel present Caller Roulette.
First of all, we need 14 people to hit like on the WIBC YouTube stream. 14 people, that gets us to 100. Okay. That's all. 14 people. Now, as for the rest of you, if you're on hold right now, please do not swear. That's all we ask. And keep it brief. Don't tell us your life story. Don't tell us an 18-minute joke. Let's get through as many calls as we possibly can. And we're going to start with Jeff. Jeff, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show. How are you?
Hey, guys. Love the show. Listen every day.
Thank you.
Hey, Fun Facts for Kids is my favorite segment, and you need to do it twice a week. Sorry, Nigel.
Oh, man, Jeff, you're killing me.
It does bring in our younger demo, Nige. This is why
right?
we're number 1 and 6+ overall.
Okay.
I think it's Fun Facts for Kids.
There's never any fun facts for kids in the actual segment, but just to let Jeff know. I don't know if he's paying attention or not.
Thank you, Jeff. Let's go to Ryan. Ryan is up next. Welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show, Ryan.
I think they meant to be Brian.
Brian, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brian.
Oh, that's okay. So I'm not against the lottery and I'm not against online gambling, but when they brought it to Indiana, wasn't like the profit supposed to be to decrease property taxes?
Oh, yeah. Anytime you get gambling passed through the state of Indiana, it's always supposed to go to like this wish list of things. But in the real reality, it just goes to the pet peeve projects of some of the movers and shakers of the state of Indiana. Lottery falls into that category. Take sports betting. When sports betting became legal, the money people like me give the state of Indiana when we make bets goes into the general fund.
General fund, that's it.
And you're probably thinking, well, the general fund, I bet they pay teachers and I bet they fix roads. No, they fix the swine barns in their communities, and the movers and shakers of the parties get kind of the picking and choosing of what they want done so they can run for re-election and look like heroes. That's it. That's how the game is played.
In fairness, the swine barn needed some improvements.
It did. The State Fairgrounds Swine Barn did need some improvements, and when you don't want to actually have to pay for it, you dip into the general fund. Let me go to Woody. Woody, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey, I've been listening since Gary Todd at Radio Indiana, WIBC.
Dude, I love that Radio Indiana intro. Like, as a radio nerd, when you used to hear that come on, do-do-do-do-do-do, you know some stuff was about to go down.
Orly Knutson.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, I got to tell you, the whole three things real quick. George Floyd, what did he do? He used a fake $20 bill. They don't bring that up ever.
No, they don't. They don't bring that up. George Floyd, he's kind of the martyr of the political left, right?
But they should drop fake $20 bills down with his picture on them at all these rallies. And secondly, real quick, the Union Station sitting down there collecting dust. What a beautiful place for a lottery. I mean, for a casino.
Oh, now you're talking about language.
I love Union Station. They had the arcade. They had the Magic Shop. Do you remember the Magic Shop?
I don't.
They had it. Oh, man, I loved that when I was a kid. And a Hooters, I believe, in Union Station.
Okay.
It used to be in Union. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
I can't remember the Hooters in there, but there was a bunch of different shops and stuff.
I love the shops there. The T-shirt shop with all the different rock band stuff.
Yep. But I would love to have a casino there. Now, you would have to get the gaming lobby in Indiana to be a part of that, and they would all vehemently gang up. Because if Indianapolis, which is a big gambling market, has its own casino, that means nobody's probably going to travel to Shelbyville, nobody's going to go to Anderson, nobody's going to go to the riverboats, Terre Haute. If Indy builds its own, boy, the lobbyists are going to work overtime. It's going to be all the lobbyists against the people of Indy. So I can't see that happening, but I would love it. I would love it if it absolutely went down that way. Let me go to Betty. Betty Bamalam, how are you?
Fine. A bunch of us on my side of the street filed a tax protest with the assessor's office 41 weeks ago because the people across from us had not been assessed correctly for 25 years, and we couldn't get anybody to look into it. Is anyone else not getting phone calls back from the assessor's office? We're furious.
Oh, Betty, I bet there's probably a lot of people that are getting screwed. If you've seen the way these clowns are acting about property taxes, I promise you, they sure as hell don't want to call you about something that might go the other way. If I were you, Betty, I would reach out to the Attorney General's office, let them know that you're not getting phone calls back from these people. And if that fails, contact Rob Kendall. Sick that little SOB on these people. He does it for sport.
You go to Rakita first, then Kendall.
Yes, that's the order, Betty. Eric is up next. Eric, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel
Thanks,
Show.
Nige. I appreciate you picking up my call. I've been worried.
You're welcome.
I've been worried about this for a long time, but apparently George Bush signed the American Patriot Act, and that I guess where you can identify terrorists to the United States. And while Obama was in office, and I probably need fact checked on this, but okay. I heard he put white Christians and motorcycle gangs on the terrorist list.
Nige, he's a big fan of yours. I'm going to let you handle this one.
You know what, Eric? I'm going to get back to you on the white Christians. And like George Bush didn't, I'm not sure he specifically wrote down with pen in hand motorcycle gangs after the, as part of the verbiage in the Patriot Act. Maybe, I don't know. I'm going to have to do some research on that. And I would like to get back to you.
To quote Jen Psaki, you're going to circle back.
I'll circle back on the motorcycle gangs.
Let's go to Eric. Eric is up next. Welcome to the Hammer and Nigel Show, Eric. Oh, same dude. I'm sorry. Brad is up next. Brad, what's up?
Hello, Hammer. Hello, Nigel.
Hello.
This is Brad. Hey, you want to talk crazy? I'll tell you crazy. You want to hear crazy? I'll tell you crazy.
You know, good
I don't
crazy.
really have anything to say. I just want to say hello.
Good. Donald Trump and Johnny Depp.
Yes. anybody could call in during caller roulette. You never know.
That's why this is such a bad idea.
I'm starting to side with you now, Nige. Dave is up next. Dave is here. What's up, Dave?
I love you guys. Thanks for taking a chance with us. I'll try not to let you down.
Go ahead.
Just curious what your thoughts were, and if maybe you hadn't heard any inside thing about, is treason still a thing? Like, does it just disappear? Because it seems like the last administration, if anybody qualifies for it, there's a ton of people in there. And have you heard anything? Are they going to really pursue anything? Or
did you say treason? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I mean, Millie telling the
Chinese government.
Chinese government say, hey, I'm going to give you a heads up if Donald Trump starts to get a little squirrely.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I know that wasn't the previous administration. You're talking about Biden, but that's kind of something.
Well, hell, you look at the Biden crime family funneling money back and forth through the Ukrainian government for their idiot son being on this gas and energy board that he has no business being on. And when the prosecutor over there wanted to look into it, Biden bragged about firing him. So you're right. There should be treasonous things, but it's almost like jaywalking. Yes, it's a law, but nobody enforces it anymore. Steve is up next. Stone Cold Steve, what's up?
It's kind of said so. Hey, quick thing. The story you had last week about the one-armed college basketball girl.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure she's never been called for double dribbling.
Explain the story real quick.
There was a one-armed girl in college basketball.
Division III.
that scored. First woman's player with one arm to score. And we get this joke.
I'm so mad I didn't come up with that one.
You guys got a lot of growing up to do. John, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Great. Couldn't be better.
You remember about, I guess it was probably 10, 11 months ago when we had that the eclipse?
Yes, sure.
Well, my little boy said, hey, Dad, can you tell me what a solar eclipse is? So I just told him, no, son.
All right.
I get it. I like it.
All right.
I got it.
I think this would be a good time to wrap up caller roulette. Nige.
You sure? Because, man, the double dribble joke was probably one of the best things I've heard in weeks.
Are you okay?
The story was
the YouTube chat wants to know if you're okay.
The one-armed, awesome story. One-armed college athlete scored, and it was the first time in Division III history or something like that. My theory was, what if a trans man would have blocked her and told her to get that crap out of there?
Right, knocked it into the third row.
Yeah, exactly. But pretty much impossible to double dribble if you're in that situation.
A lot of growing up to do. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
What a day.
You're working too hard.
We're both working too hard with even less to show for it.
What's this?
It's the bills for Tracy's procedure.
This is outrageous.
I know. And Mom just said her prescriptions went up again.
How can working people afford this?
These medical bills are crushing our finances, and these hospitals and insurance groups are making record profits.
You know, I read Indiana has the 9th highest healthcare costs in the nation, and prescription drug costs are out of control.
That's why I voted for Mike Braun. He has a plan to reform Indiana's broken healthcare system. Braun's plan calls for billing transparency, increased access, and lower costs for all Hoosiers.
I hear you. It's good to know help is on the way. Mike Braun's plan will offer real relief for our family budget.
Sign the petition for Braun's healthcare plan at HoosierHope.org. Join Mike Braun's fight for healthcare reform today. Paid for by HoosierHope.org.
Plan. With all the market volatility, the uncertainty, the new administration, and new fiscal policy, maybe it's time for a second opinion on your retirement portfolio. Maybe it's time to give your plan A fresh start. Matt Bear here. Hey, the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth will get to know you, then work with you on assembling a portfolio that's in line with your retirement dreams. Call Trajan and set your first consultation. It's free. 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Trajan Wealth will work with you as a team, then give advice tailored to your situation. They know when it comes to portfolios, one size does not fit all. Call and schedule at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first consultation is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could beat lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text ENERGY to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone-boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text ENRGY to 42424. That's ENERGY to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Dads happen. There's a whole lot of stuff that can mess up the look of your vehicle. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal. PDR is paintless dent removal that saves your factory finish and is way less invasive than traditional body shop repairs. And it's faster too, sometimes same day. Google Kill a Dent Removal and check out the reviews and photos. Then schedule your repair. Hail baseballs, kids, fender benders, shopping carts, flying cows, angry X's, and anything else that leaves dents. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal.
Freshen up your morning with Wendy's breakfast, like a breakfast Baconator. Ready for a fresh wake-up call? Gotta be Wendy's at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Addiction. It's hard on those who struggle with it, but those who love the addict need support too. Matt Bear and Ryan Hedrick provide help and hope with Supporting Sobriety. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and on WIBC.com.
Matthew, what are we looking at?
Yeah, Hammer, looking at northbound 465 on the east side. That's stop and go traffic, 72 Penn Pike. Crash south side, eastbound 465 at I-69. Blocking 2 right lanes, stopping traffic back to Kentucky Avenue. Delay time at 28 minutes. This is a stall on the west side, eastbound 70 between Holt and Tibbs as the left lane closed after that traffic stop and go from Belmont into the south split. Inbound 65, 10-minute delay. MLK to Meridian Penn. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, bwindow.com. Get $850 off per patio or entry door and $400 off per window, plus 2.99% financing. B Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Beautiful outside. Perfect night to go watch a little basketball. We got the Pacers. Nationally televised game at the Fieldhouse tonight, 7:30 as they take on the Milwaukee Bucks. And then over at the fairgrounds, I believe it's the Horizon League tournament. They're down to the Final Four. Cool. Tickets pretty cheap for that. So if you want to go watch some spirited college tournament basketball, check that out. Or the Pacers tonight, 71 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Nige, 36 years ago on this very date, the TV show Cops debuted on Fox. Long before there was Live PD or On Patrol Live, there was Cops on Fox.
Remember why they canceled it?
No.
Well, the shows of that ilk.
Was this because all cops are bad? Was this George Floyd stuff?
This was BLM George Floyd stuff. And that's where my mind went instantly because those shows were so good.
Yes.
And they highlighted some of the worst, funniest scenes, some of the worst, at best in humanity when you're talking about the cops and what they had to put up with.
Like on Cops, you knew when they knocked on the door of a domestic dispute, there was going to be some big fat hog of a dude inside, shirtless with a neck tattoo. Like there's going to be a woman with a black eye and a kid running around in his underpants. Yes. It's almost like there's a script for it. Yeah, a formula for it. And Cops laid the groundwork, man. Fox was pretty groundbreaking with that.
But it was the live PD. That's what they took off the air, wasn't it?
Right. That was live PD that they took off because of the George Floyd anti-police crap. And then they kind of reinvented it with a show called On Patrol Live, which was kind of like live PD. Dan Abrams was a part of that too. It's a little different, but they don't go to the homicides. Like they're not going to a place where they're going to find a body in the field. It's usually the DUIs, domestic disturbances, and they're normally with like smaller police departments. Beech Grove was on Patrol Live. Live PD, I think, had the Lawrence Police Department on it
but
at
Cops
one point.
Is what got it all started.
Absolutely.
Who am I? Real quick imitation. What movie is this from? What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you, bad boy? Bad boy.
Oh,
what
is this? Is this a Chris Tucker movie?
When they sing it like, "What you gonna do?"
I don't know.
Sing it. It's Bad Boys.
Okay,
it was Bad Boys, right? With Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, and they start singing the song.
I thought it was Rush Hour, but you're probably right. I thought it was Rush Hour with Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan.
But he started singing it in this weird accent. I don't know.
What
you gonna do?
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, God.
Somebody back me up here. Allison, back me up.
You're probably right. You're the movie guy. I'm the TV guy, but...
You're right, but it's not very good.
It wasn't very good. It wasn't a very good impression.
You sounded like drunk Russell Brand. Like, it sounded Australian.
Yeah, it did sound English.
A little English, a little Australian.
What you gonna do?
Where are we at with this? Lamborghini is rolling out a $4,000 stroller. The people that bring you the Lamborghini vehicle, which is state-of-the-art, fancy schmancy car, they're rolling out a $4,000 luxury design stroller that features full suspension, high-end performance suede, and luxury Italian leather for your child, Nigel.
You don't need any of that crap. Your child doesn't know the difference. If you've got that much money to spend, just buy like a Bob.
A Bob. What's a Bob?
Stroller. It's a kind of like a fancier stroller. We got one. I think we bought it used for both the kids, like a double stroller. It's got. It was really good. We got our money's worth out of it. But don't spend $4,000 on a stroller for your baby. If you get that much money, buy a Bob.
Put it to the baby. Start a college fund or buy diapers or buy food. Don't buy a $4,000 Lamborghini stroller. Like. Who are the people that are impressed by that? Oh, your baby's got a Lamborghini stroller. Your baby's so much better than mine. I know he's sitting there chewing his own hand, but your baby is so much better than mine. Ridiculous. We've got another hour to go.
Yeah.
Do not go anywhere. We're coming right back. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Lots of questions surrounding Social Security, and probably the main one you want to think about is when is the right time to file for Social Security. Lots of stuff to think about, like the tax hit on your benefits and your IRA and your 401k withdrawals. And finally, you should also consider your spousal benefits when filing for Social Security. And if these aren't things you're thinking about, it could leave a lot of money on the table.
When you're talking about finance and retirement and Social Security, it can be pretty intimidating. There's a lot of information. But Bill Demery, your retirement guy, he can break things down in a way that you will understand. Schedule your free, customized Social Security analysis with Bill Demery right now. Free and customized. 317-648-5120. That's 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy. 317-648-5120.
If you're living with